or make you laugh, make you cry like Ain't Life Funny. Ugh.
Regular. It's all I'm saying. It's a cross-country trip. I mean, I'm gonna have to build out at least 2 to 4 shits, depending.
Are y'all gonna be camping or something?
I mean, I don't know. She's the one that brought up shit buckets, so I think it's more of
okay.
Maybe we'll just live in the car so we can avoid the hotels. See,
I mean, if y'all are camping, I mean, then I would understand it, but I mean, a hotel ain't gonna be but like $100, man. You might as well.
It ain't a money thing. I mean, I'll stay in a hotel. I mean, that's fine, but I'm just trying not to get COVID right now. So I'm just saying, in this time, if we wanted to do a cross-country Toyota Corolla excursion, I mean, I guess
it's a little car.
That's what I mean. She was like, she showed me like a bed thing that you can set up in the back seat that like turns it into a semi-mat. But I'm like, I'm 6'3". Like, there's no angle I can lay that's gonna.
Right. You better get a damn motherfucking Yukon or something. Or
just sleeping. I'd be like that guy in Friar Street. I saw that one day. He was just sleeping in the bed of his truck.
I mean, shit, bro. Sometimes, I mean, it'd be like that, but at least you could lay down.
I mean, dude, I've been drunk in the back of I've been sleeping in the back of a pickup truck many a time. So I'm from the Midwest. I mean, you're one step away from that at any point in the Midwest. So.
All right, so I'm gonna play the game today.
No, dude. How much is that?
Supposedly 30. So let's see what this does.
Okay.
I think I can handle that. I think I can handle 30.
Hold on 1 second. What?
Did he poop in a bucket?
He said he would. There were situations where he'd poop in a bucket, but I mean, anyone would poop in a bucket if they had to. I'm not gonna just like shit outright if I have a bucket.
What a great way to start the show, guys.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 18.
Live from AintLifeFunnyPod Studios.
That's why we don't have any money, bro. We don't talk like that. You gotta talk like that to get paid on the radio, bro.
Yeah, I know, dude. Like, I can do it though. Just so you know, give me some weed. Give me a little weed. Give me some time.
Your voice is like a strip club DJ voice right there, bro. It's like,
God's looking down and saying, "I did not make those."
Oh, here comes Flappy to the stage. Put those things back.
It's noon on a Monday, and you're here.
Who let the dogs out? Yeah,
clearly,
man.
Most of you came for the buffet, but hey, Sherry's on the main stage.
I never understood that though, bro. Getting food in the strip club, like honestly, bro. Like, now this is Orlando, so I'm not surprised. But I went to the strip club in Orlando and got fucking my drink laced. And
what?
Yeah, dude. Them strippers definitely put something in our drinks because I only had one drink that wasn't even mine. Like I finished, because I went there with Ray. So like I finished Ray's drink. So I'm pretty sure they were trying to drug
maybe
him.
Ray was just doing some shit.
Maybe Ray was doing some shit. I don't know. But the reason why I say that is because the other guy that got a drink there too said the same shit. He was like, bruh, I need one of y'all to drive, man. He's like, I can't even fucking see straight. And that's why I was like, yo, you too? I was like, man, like every light back here melting in front of me, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, so we both was sitting in the back seat, like, and the dude that was with us started driving, and he was like, yeah, them bitches must put something to y'all drink, cause
that's scary, dude. Yeah, South Florida strippers just lacing drinks. Was this some like hustler situation where you're just gonna get fucking
some like? Nah, bro. We was like, I don't even know why they went there, man. I was just with some other people, bro. They went to the strip club. I was just kind of chilling because they ain't even really my vibe. And next thing I know, man, somebody like Ray is like, oh, I gotta go, man. Here, just finish my drink for me. I go ahead and drink that shit, bro, and fucking seeing goddamn stars and aliens and shit. I'm like, man, what the fuck? But then another time we was somewhere, we was same time in Orlando. Some chick that they knew met up with them, and she had a bottle of wine and gave us some. And then I passed out off that shit. I'm like, and he was like, man, I think that, like, then the other guy was like, man, I think that bitch tried to drug us last night, dog. So apparently people in Orlando just be fucking roofing each other with GHB, dog. Like,
god damn. See, man, first of all, if you're in Orlando, just don't go to a strip club. I mean, even if the woman
don't go anywhere.
Yeah, just maybe just
if you're not going to
if
Disney
you're in
World,
Orlando, leave.
yeah, if you're not going to Disney World, and even then, you probably shouldn't go there either, because Mickey Mouse probably gonna touch you in the back. But
I just can't, like, strip clubs aren't my vibe either, dude. I tried to do that back in the day when I was in college, but like, first of all, I was fat as fuck. So like, I think a fat teenage kid walking into a strip club is like
bullseye
the
on your
immediate
back.
exactly. It's like the immediate reaction is like jackpot to any
Right.
shit that sees that. So like the first time I went to a strip club, fat me, like, of course strippers like, ooh, here's my number, like giving you like a fake number and shit. I was like, shit, like I'm, have my
I'm the
heart
man.
broken by some Toledo stripper. You fucking thing. So I've never liked strip clubs, but I remember, dude, I've had some insane. We went to a strip club one time for this dude's like a bachelor party in Ohio, and dude, you want to talk about being like just fucked up in public? It was just nonsense, man. Ohio, I realized, like, looking back, and I'm sure other people from Ohio will echo this, but there are people in Ohio that can get fucked up on such a level that it's like you can't touch it. Like,
every small city in America, bro.
I mean,
like,
you've
always
seen me
one guy.
drink. You've seen me drink when I was crazy. So you know what I have inside of me. So take that and multiply that by like 5,000. That's like an Ohio.
I already know.
It's crazy.
Bro, you got to realize, I worked at a bar on the Strip in Nashville, dude. Like, when the games would let out, like, literally, dude, like, bro, it would be people. Because first off, the games in Nashville, because it's Central Time, you know what I'm saying? It's starting at like, 10 a.m. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's
like,
a good time. Maybe like 11, I think, right?
Yeah, but right around that time, right? So these people going to the game have already been tailgating since like 7 in the morning, dog. Like, they literally will be out there at the crack of dawn drinking.
Where do you go? Do they just tailgate? Like, do people tailgate, or do they just drink in the downtown and walk over that bridge?
Both. Some people go to the parking lot,
dude,
tailgate.
How many
I saw,
fucking blacked out people were in Titan Stadium, dude?
Let me tell you the story, dog. I think it was the day they beat the Chiefs last year. So like, it was like celebration, because they weren't supposed to really win that game, right? So they beat the Chiefs during the regular season. Motherfuckers had been drinking all morning, and the way it's set up, there's a pedestrian bridge down there where you can walk across the river and go to the stadium and then come back to the bars, right?
Yeah, that's
so
dope.
Like,
it is dope. The way they have
it set up
is perfect.
It's balling,
especially that town, dude.
Hell yeah. But bro, I'm talking about, you just would see like a mass exodus of people coming out of the game, and if they won, everybody smiling, everybody fucked up and about to come and tear every bar to shreds, bro.
That's hilarious.
Like, bro, the other funny shit, when the Bills beat us, the Bills fans are crazy, dog. Like, they literally have this thing where like they have their celebration chant. So when they be like, hey, hey, and then like somebody be like, oh. So like, they were doing that everywhere, like they were going and shit. So it was making people mad, so they were trying to like fight them and shit. Yeah, it was funny, dog. But I was trying to tell you, like, I see this dude when they beat the Chiefs. They should have took this motherfucker home, bro. Like, he literally comes into the bar, walking like this, gets to the table, and just falls out and is dead, right? So I'm going to take his order. I'm like, yeah, what can I get you? He literally he's laying there on the table like, just dead, son. And his friends are just looking at him like, just get him some nachos and some ribs and some water. He all right. I'm like, man, take him home. Like, they're like, man,
down, man.
Like, he good. Bro, he smelled like a brewery, right? So like, I get him his food and shit. He starts eating. Like, he actually woke up and started eating, which I was like, that's amazing. I thought this guy literally was dead, bro. Like, he looked like, yeah, alcohol poisoning. Next thing I know, he done ate some ribs and shit. And he looking at me, his eyes are bloodshot red, dog. And he's like, hey, you think I could get like 2 or 3 more beers, you know what I'm saying? I was like, well, I can only get you one at a time. First off, he's like, oh, what's ugly? I was like, I can get you one. So I get him like a Bud Light or something, right? And I set it on there. He guzzled that shit. So then he was like, oh, we'll get another one. I was like, yeah, all right, I'll be back. So I just kept ignoring his ass, right? So we had to cut this motherfucker off, bro. But he literally.
Well, you're supposed to as like a bartender. Don't you have to do that if somebody's blacked out?
Man, I had to that day, dog, because this dude would have went out there like straight up just like shit his pants or something, and they would have been like, what are y'all giving this guy drinks for still? You know what I'm saying? So this dude, man, but I'm talking about, I ain't never seen somebody come back to life like that before though, bro. Because I thought he was dead, like straight up. Like, he got to the table and every muscle in his body went limp, and then he just ate some ribs and came back to life. I was like, damn, you a trooper for that shit, bro. And then wanted some more drinks. I'm like,
I could never do that in my life, bro. I've never been able to like get drunk enough to puke, and then somehow after that Again, this is a
Hell
testament to people in Ohio. I saw that all the time when I was in college. Just people, and then just
Right.
hammering, dude. Just
Right, like
keep
who
hammering.
got some liquor? What's up?
Because
Let's
if you
go.
really
It's like,
think about
fuck
it,
no.
like the people I live with were animals, dude. They were just savage beasts of human beings, and they would just get kegs all the time. But if you really think about what a keg is, what like that's just too much. Like it's too much for like a dozen to 15
That
people
is
to be
like
drinking on,
a
dude.
6-pack for every person there.
It's
You know
more
what I'm
than
saying?
that, dude. It's
Yeah.
more. It has to be more than that.
Fucking
Dude,
crazy, dude.
Now, if I could get like a keg of Cayman Jack margarita,
That shit'll have you blacked out
I
too,
mean,
dog. You wouldn't even get
would
through the
be
first quarter.
ass out in the middle in traffic if you just had like 8 of those, like 8 glasses
Hell
of Cayman Jack, and you're
Oh
going
God.
to jail.
Imagine I was about to say,
You're going to
imagine
jail.
how disgusting that vomit would be coming back up when you do. Because you're gonna throw up. If
You're
you drink
gonna
all that
black
Cambridge Jack.
out. You're not gonna be awake when you're vomiting. So hopefully somebody's there to like turn you over.
It's like, damn, when did Matt start taking heroin? He's like, man, this is fucking Cayman Jack, dog. Like, this motherfucker just fucking love this shit.
It's fucking a hand grenade of fun, dude. It's like
Oh
the
God.
perfect size, man.
Hey man, I'm
Cayman
all down
Jack,
to
holler. I got a great marketing plan for you. Cayman Jack.
that is crazy. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, I'm down to experiment with some stuff. But man, it's funny because we were gonna bring up this topic. I'll tell you this story. One time I bartended for a Titans event, right? So it was like people that used to be Titans and people that were still Titans. So like Chris Johnson was there, like Derek Mason.
DJ2K was there, dude?
Yeah, bro, fucking Derek Mason. They had like a bunch of their offensive linemen, bunch of
How
like
big was
dudes on the
Derek
defense and stuff.
Mason? How big was that guy?
He actually probably about like your height, but he's just like every
really?
inch of his body is cock D's, bro. Yeah, he just muscled up, bro. But like even the dude that played cornerback was like my height, but he literally was like probably another 100 pounds of muscle on him, bro. I was just like, damn, bro, like you retired? He was like, yeah, my shoulders just messed up. I was like, man, like you go out there and take somebody's head off right now, son. Like, god damn. But bro, as a bartender, right, they had an open bar because they spent top dollar and shit. So, bro, they tried to literally drink everything behind the bar. Like when we had to stop, like they literally would still come there being like, hey man, just let me get another drink. You know what I'm saying, man? I'll hook you up. Like we made like 400 in tips because I kept being like, all right, man, you want to give me a good tip? I'll fucking give you another drink. You know what I'm saying? Because like my boss could be like, oh, close the bar, close the bar. I was like, I will. Yeah, I will. I was like, yeah, sure. I was like, I'm making money over here, bro. I made like another $60. I made us like another $60. I was like, yo, yeah, I'm gonna shut it down. Like we good. But what's funny is the other bartenders was with me and they were shutting it down. So they were like, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, bro. Get the money. I was like, oh, I am. Fuck that. Yeah. But bro, these dudes, imagine like what 400 to 300-pound men, 200-pound men just crashing the bar, bro. And then it's funny because like we had like this drink menu, so like the guy goes up there, he's like, oh, let me get that one. Damn, this shit good. Hey, y'all try this one? This shit good, y'all. Then everybody want that one. Then somebody else get one. Damn, y'all try this one? This one good too. Everybody. But it's like, damn, that was vodka, and then you just had whiskey in that one.
Oh yeah,
that was tequila
open
in that
bar
one.
is just a ridiculous concept, bro. I did that. I worked at a place that had like a Christmas party in Beverly Hills that we went to. Like,
dude, going to a work event with alcohol is the most dangerous combination ever.
But no,
bro.
Here's what it was crazy. Like all these buttoned up people. It was like this huge corporation. It was that sales place, that pipe place. It was like the Asian company.
Yeah.
So they rented out like the Beverly Hills Hilton or something in the Beverly Hills Hotel.
Oh,
so
damn, yeah.
Crazy nice place. So we show up, black tie, everyone's all dressed up. And then all the animals starts coming out of people. They start drinking those open bar drinks because it's like you could get like 3 things basically.
Right.
That's what the shit was there.
Right.
And I mean, you know me, bro. So, we were there, and they had something that was good. So I was just like those football players, like, oh, like
this is delicious. This is delicious and nutritious.
But like. Maintaining, like usually you don't know if I'm blacked out until I'm blacked out or whatever.
Right.
All the other people, I was like kind of worried, and then like I look around and like my boss is like slurring, like
Hell yeah,
And the guy's like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, you guys are
Hell yeah.
alcoholics. You guys are straight up
No,
alcoholics.
you know what happens though? It's because like you go to a work event, so it's like you know these people, but they not like your homies. So like you get nervous and it's like free drink. So you be like, well, I just drink, take the edge off. And then next thing you know, you slurping and it's like, oh yeah, all right, y'all. And then like you get bored, so like I'll get another drink just to keep something in my hand. And then you slurping that one, you like 4 in, and it's like, oh shit, I'm drunk.
I kept fucking up
really
though, because I had like a joint like in my pocket afterwards, and I was like, which one of these people can I talk to about this? Almost like, yeah, I'm gonna go have another drink.
Well, what got me, dude, was I'll tell you this one too, man. I went to a work party when I worked at this restaurant. It was just like a house party, right? So it wasn't like official or nothing. But man, we all in there. It's like literally like everybody from every shift. So you're meeting people that you don't even really see all the time, like in the morning and shit. We just like kicking it, talking shit, having a good time. They light up some weed. So we got to smoking, and like, sometimes like when you drunk, you can hit weed and it'll kind of spin you.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
like
That's
so,
like
bro,
automatic if you're really drunk and you smoke weed.
Right.
That happens to me all the time.
Exactly. So I was in too deep, bro, and he got the spins and shit and went through the front door, fell right, fell in front of everybody. They all like, damn, who done went down? Another one down. So they laughing, right? I get up. And I wander, like, and at the time, like, bro, like, like you get them spins, so like you be kind of like sweating and shit.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm like hot, and I'm like, I gotta sit down, y'all. So I go sit down in a chair and literally passed out, right? For like probably like 5-6 minutes. And get this, the bitch that one of the bitches I work with, took a video of me and shows it to me later the next day, and it's like, oh, here you are blacked out. Remember that? I was like, I don't. What's fucked up is, and she didn't know this, and nobody knew this because I left immediately afterwards. While I was blacked out, I pissed my pants, bro, in a fucking chair.
Everybody my age pees their pants. It's the coolest.
Really?
Yes!
In the corner in the room in the chair, right? But get this, I was so fucked up, and everybody else was. This other chick, they call her Tequila Jenny. This bitch was so tore up, they blamed the piss on her. Yeah, they blamed the piss on her because she had pissed in the bed because they put her in the bed.
Dude, did you ever correct them, bro?
Hell no, I let her bitch take that fucking charge all day. Hell yeah, bitch. You going to jail for that? Hell no. Hell no. Bro, they was like, man.
You like that disgusting bitch.
Oh, bro, that shit was so funny. They was like, man, Tequila Jenny, man, we put her in the bedroom, man, and she pissed in the bed, and she must have came back out here and pissed on the floor in the living room. Look at this. I was like, yeah, man, that shit crazy. I tried to tell her to stop. Because I did. Like, I saw that chick earlier in the party, and she literally is like, I just love tequila.
You know what? I don't like this bitch's attitude. Oh.
It tastes
God.
so good. And I was like, well, yeah, oh hell yeah. And I'm just like, well, Jenny, maybe you should like come over here and like not drink as much tequila because you just had a couple. So like, how about you take a break? And I take the bottle out of her hand. She had the bottle, bro. Like literally like pouring people shots and like, don't you just love tequila? I was like, yeah, I'll take one with you. And that's probably why I was fucked up. This bitch took like 7, dog. So yeah, toe up. But fucking hilarious how you can just get in situations where it's like, oh, alcohol's involved, mad people, I am in too deep, and I can't escape. I can't escape.
Definitely had some moments I wish I could get back from, nights at TD's.
Oh, well, we're not even gonna talk about that.
I mean, TD's was just a giant. It was called. They should have called it DUI.
Well, you know what I think was going on is they were actually giving everybody rubbing alcohol. So every drink was really, everything was really just like 5% isopropyl out rubbing alcohol, and it was just like they mixed some other shit in there, make it look brown. It was just like, oh, give it to the kid, because $2 cover charge, bro, for unlimited drinks
in a college town. Like, think about here's what I think is crazy. If you think about how many people were in there all the time that we went, that was all the time, right?
Every day, yeah.
And if they were charging even $5, the amount of money that I feel like what happened was maybe they robbed like a train car filled with liquor, so they had like massive amounts of.
But they couldn't sell it because it would show up on the bills or something.
It was like some sort of money laundering scheme where they were like, we just got to get rid of this, and like we can at least make some money off of this.
Right.
Maybe they're probably dealing drugs out of the back too, because there was that place was crazy, dude.
Yeah, bro.
Something was up for again, sure. Orlando Suck it.
Yeah, Orlando stories. Do not go to Orlando. Anyone that has not been, you do not need to go. Trust me. You can go anywhere else in the world other than Orlando and have a great time. Orlando, you're going to go there your first night and probably get shot. Just letting you know. My first night in Orlando, I heard automatic gunfire outside my window, and I did not live in the hood, so I don't know what was going on.
I saw a man pull a knife on multiple people in a parking lot and then get his ass whooped in my apartment complex. And the first apartment complex I lived in was like the nicest place I've ever lived in my life. But it was just, Orlando is filled with New Jersey trash, is what's really crazy. It's filled with like Northeastern, like Philly, Jersey, like crazy white people that just, they don't give a fuck. And then you fill them up with TDs, $2 cover charge booze, and it's, everything goes.
A rap, right? Everybody wants to be an MMA fighter, you know. But speaking of drunken events, and like I said, I hosted that one with the Titans. We were going to talk about the football this year, just to, you know, transition into our actual topics today. We kind of had a little fun on our past transgressions, y'all, but we retired now, you know.
I'm very boring now.
I haven't had a drink in so long. I was about to say, dude, if I have a drink now, I'll be passed out.
If I drink two, I'm out on the parking lot floor. Like, it doesn't matter now. I'm just too old. I can smoke weed.
Bro.
I'll outsmoke anybody that wants to come take it. Glass Blunt Kid from YouTube.
Your wife says she could take you.
Man, she's all talk, bro.
Get Kendra over here right now. Be like, Kendra, can you smoke more weed than me? Ask her. Just ask her. Just ask her real quick.
You think you can outsmoke me? Oh, wow. That's very confident.
Quick
She
yes.
said yes. I mean, that was just a quick yes. But, you know.
Quick yes.
That's
and also,
hearsay.
Tell her to stick around. Tell her to stick around, too, because we got some more updates that we got to get to with her. Because I need to know the update on my Freaky Friday proposal. But we're going to get to that.
You know, we'll get to that. So, you know.
But we talk about football, though.
Let's get to the football. So, first of all, let's start with the college football. You know, everyone's wondering what's going on.
Right.
All these athletic things. You know, basketball's going. There's a lot of sports actually happening. But college football, it seemed like it was going to happen. There was a lot of talk last week was huge. It was like a crazy week for college athletics.
Yeah.
Because at first it seemed like, oh, we're all going to play football. And then like over a weekend, it started to unravel a little bit to now nobody's playing college. At least most of them are like postponing till.
Well, what I was understanding, they're still in the works with all this. I think that it was 2 conferences that already said they weren't going to do it. Because, you know, and that's what's kind of unique about college football is that each conference is their own thing, you know, even though they kind of mess with each other. So, like, I think like the ACC and like the SEC still haven't decided. I think it was like the MCC or whatever. I forgot which ones that said they were down to go ahead and cancel the season. But the thing that's kind of crazy about, the MAC, there you go. Yeah, the MAC. So what's kind of crazy about it is, and I think maybe the Big Ten might have canceled theirs too. I'm not sure.
Big Ten and Pac-10. Big Ten and Pac-10 are actually connected. They actually are somehow connected. I don't know why, but they are postponing till spring. So no football.
Yeah.
There's none.
So what's going on is over the weekend, a bunch of the like #1 prospect guys started putting these hashtags on Instagram and stuff saying that they wanted to save the season. They wanted to play, but in order for them to play, they needed, you know, safety and making sure everybody's not going to get contracted, or if they do that, I think the biggest thing that was holding everybody up was that they were saying that if someone did get COVID, they wanted to be insured up to 3 years after having it. Because, like, you know, they were saying, like, it has effects on your heart and shit like that and your organs. So they were saying, like, if we risk our lives to go out here and play, we want assurances that later if we are sick and having problems, you're still going to look out for us. And the NCAA was like, nah, we ain't down with none of that. You know what I'm saying? So they're kind of some assholes for not doing it. But to me, in the NCAA's defense, there's really no way they could have done this safely. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, look at any sport. You know what I'm saying? Football. There's, 50-something dudes on the team, but they got to go to classes. So they're involved with the people in the classes. If they win a game, like let's say Michigan beats Ohio State, it's going to be a big-ass party. You don't think the football players going to want to go to that? You know what I'm saying? So, like, off that, how are you going to keep those kids in that bubble-like scenario that the professional leagues are doing? You really can't, because you don't have the same control over the student
But yeah, so I'm sorry, we got disconnected. But basically, what you were saying was you can't really contain the college athletics. It's an untenable situation. You can't control the kids. There's too many variables, which I do agree with. I mean, here's the thing that I would, as I'm going to play devil's, we're going to do Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp here. So devil's advocate to this, and I think a lot of this has been echoed a lot. I know the guy from, I think, Nebraska has been very vocal about wanting to play. Actually, Penn State, there's been a few people that, are in conferences that aren't playing that do want to play. So one, I don't think a lot of colleges are going to have on-campus classes. So the opportunity for the football players to be secure and to not be connected to a lot of other people that aren't in the football program might be a little bit easier, especially in the schools that aren't having any sort of in-school shit. Now, that being said, I'm assuming that, a lot of college kids like me, when I was in college, live near campus. So the fact that they don't have classes doesn't necessarily mean that there's not a shit ton of college kids in, let's say, Columbus, Ohio,
or having a pool party or, anything.
So I get that. So that's totally, obviously, a very valid concern. In the pros, there's a motivation to not do any of those things because you're being paid so well. So to me, we'll get into the pros later. But for college kids, there's that. But I think it's almost more manageable. And then also, even if you take into account that they're college kids, they're going to want to socialize. It's been pointed out that for a lot of the kids who are playing college athletics, whether they're the top tier kids or not, a lot of those kids have really fucked up situations outside of football. So for them, football and all of the, security and all of the structure that comes with is actually really, first of all, necessary for them. It's something that helps them. And in a situation like COVID, it might almost be better for them to even risk it because of football being such a meaningful and positive thing in their life. So you are protecting kids. And it does seem to me that if, they're football players, they're there to play football, but they are there to get an education. So that should be the main thing. I know a lot of them just want to play football in the pros, but as a college, I think what they're doing is they're protecting themselves from lawsuits. Like you said, like they don't want to give the insurance that they're being asked to provide. And for an NFL team, it's different. There's only so many kids, but in like the college, there's all the staff. There's students that are also part of the staff. That
it's like walk-on people too. You know what I'm saying? Like it's mad people around the team, bro.
So there's a lot of repercussions that as a college kid, most of them aren't going to be pro athletes. So they're going to be playing for the love of the game. And if that love just ends up getting them COVID, and then God forbid one of them dies or has like some sort of horrible lung problem or a heart problem or something, it would be a catastrophic failure. So I get it, but playing devil's advocate, I think that I think I saw it was like Nebraska put out how much money that they will lose just in terms of, revenue from college athletics. And it's like 150 million just from the football team not playing.
Right.
So, there's that too. And
the also too, man, like my biggest thing with this would be, are y'all protecting these kids' scholarships? Because if it's not going to be a season and there's no football and you're losing this money, are y'all then going to try to do something to the students later down the road, repercussion-wise, to be like, well, you were a football athlete who won no football, so, you got to pay this semester or whatever, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Because, to me, that's a big hit for a school to take, to not have a football season and still have to fund the scholarships. But on the flip side of that, what kid would want to come there in the future? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like the second that I know something goes down, you're going to cut loose from me and be like, well, we're just going to make the most money possible. And if you don't got a scholarship, you don't got one. So to me, this is really, this is why COVID is such a crazy thing to happen in America, because we don't have healthcare infrastructure set up to where it's fair for everyone. So it's just like the ultimate crisis, dude. It's like everything that you want to talk about, like, you could say football, but you could also say like the circus. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think no circuses are performing right now, right? And it's like, do you like the circus enough to risk your life to go there and catch a disease possibly and die from it? Do you like football enough to go there and risk your life and catch a disease from it? You know what I'm saying? Like, anything you bring up, like even a doctor's office. There's people right now I know they want to go to a doctor and they're like, man, I just don't want to go in there because there might be some sick people and shit.
I
So
mean, schools,
I'm just trying
teachers,
to stay out.
you see that
That's what I'm
happen with
saying.
teachers all over the country are like,
Right.
you guys aren't protecting us. And that, like,
And you
to
aren't
the
paying
school's
us.
credit, they don't have the money to do anything. You know, like,
Right.
it's a fucked up, what COVID to me is illuminating is how fucked up all the shit's been because the leadership's been so fucked up and so
Right, bro.
self-serving. Like, all those things that we need now, like resources for kids who don't have. I mean, Kendra's nephew, for example, is what's he, 8 years old. So he's like in elementary school, right? But they don't have internet. His family lives in a backwoods place and they don't have internet. So what do you do for a kid like that? Because that kid's a really good kid, but if he can't get internet and learn shit, and he's got his parents that really can't educate him like a teacher,
Right.
what do you fucking do? Like, that kid's gonna get fucked because you
You're
didn't.
just gonna be years behind.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a crazy thing, and I mean, with college athletics, I mean, I used to be a big Penn State fan. And then all that shit happened with Penn State with Jerry Sandusky and Joe Paterno and this insane shit. So I stopped watching because of that. And honestly, college athletics is just been kind of fucked up. And NCAA football, they don't pay the kids. A lot of the kids get fucked up. A lot of kids who might have had careers get injured, and then they don't have a career, and then they're just basically thrown to the side. So it's a real well,
that's why those kids want to play. Like, the season is for them to get footage so they can show it to NFL teams and get drafted. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no season, they don't get to play to show what they can do on film. You know what I mean? So that's why these kids are so pressed for it. And their future is really kind of riding on it. Like I said, they got a scholarship in the air. They probably got a poor mama that needs them to get to the NFL, like all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I understand, like, even people in the NFL that are making money, there are guys, the top guys make money, but there's guys trying to get on the practice squad that's only making, $50,000-$60,000, which is good, but they're trying to play their way to $1 million. So they're like, we got to have a season. You know what I'm saying?
This is good because I wanted to go to the NFL. So, like, actually what you just said is perfect because we're seeing this because you told me I didn't even know it came out, but that Hard Knock show came out.
Yeah.
Which we both love. I mean, I love watching behind the scenes of football, watching people like the preseason and shit.
Right.
But this year it's crazy. There is no fucking preseason. It's just camp.
Right.
So like what you
can't even evaluate a player.
Exactly. They can't play in practice. They're just doing walkthroughs. Right. So there's no evaluation there. And now they're not playing in the preseason against real other teams, which would give the chance for, like you said, a practice squad guy to maybe get on the team or a guy who is a journeyman to get on the practice squad or, whatever the situation is. So, because there's a lot, like you said,
a lot of guys like that.
It's just like the country. There's like 5% of people in the NFL that are making that fucking Mahomes bank that just get paid out the ass. But there's a lot of guys that are just trying to, they're on the bubble. They get in a preseason, they get paid for a little bit, but then they get cut, and then what do you fucking do? You got to like be a personal trainer and like keep your body good.
Yeah, and save your money because like you only get paid when you're at the practice and stuff. Once you get cut, your check stops. You know what I'm saying? So it's like whatever you had it. Like they might have had you on contract for $50,000 for the year, but you only played 3 weeks of the season. So now you're cut and you only made like 8 G's. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how that shit goes all the time. Like you don't get the rest of your check. That's why those guys are so pissed off when they get cut because it's not like just the fact that I don't play here anymore. It's like I don't have money, dude. Like I just lost my job. Like today, I had a job and now I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like you'd be pissed off too. You feel me?
Well, that guy, I get it, but I was watching that episode last night, and that guy on the Chargers, that tight end that got cut, he walked in. He's like, "Man, what the fuck?" So I mean, that's crazy. That's a weird thing to see though, because you don't usually see that shit. Usually on Hard Knocks, when a guy gets cut, the coach is just like, "Yeah, you did your best. Just gotta keep."
I kind of thought that was a little bit. I mean, I don't want to delve too hard into the relationship. But I kind of thought that was a little bit white privilege shit, bro. I kind of felt like he just felt like he could mouth off because that guy was a black coach and was like,
I didn't even think
you crazy.
I think
you don't
he
know
was
what
just
you
a white
about.
dude. I think like his white privilege is he's just
like,
rich and like always been able to do that anyway to anybody. So fuck it. But
Right.
you'll
Yeah.
never
Just
hear about that
just
guy.
speak your mind type shit.
You'll never hear that guy.
Well, that's what the coach said. He was like, I like that he got mad, but it's like, you ain't Antonio Gates, motherfucker. Like,
Yeah,
chill.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, calm down, bro. You ain't that good.
I
You
mean,
know
but
what I
what's
mean? But
disappointing?
I mean, my
also,
whole
I think,
thing.
my bad, dude. Go for it.
Oh, what was I about to say? Oh, well, I was gonna say, man, this is where you might want to go ahead and play our little conspiracy time.
Let me hit
But
the button, bro. Bye.
Ain't My Funny Podcast presents Conspiracy Time.
but this is
Go for it.
But no, this is what I think is so wild about America, right? They have to have a football season, dude. Like all the other sports, like to me, I kind of get why basketball tried to go ahead and finish because they already had a season and it was like, all these guys played hard. We don't want them to like be effortless, so let's try to figure something out. But football, they have to have it because literally the entire country is like sitting at home, biting their fingernails, waiting on this shit, dude. It's, even people that don't even like football don't realize how much that shit rides our country's waves, dude. Like I saw it working at that bar. Literally millions of dollars come into cities every week because people travel to go see a game. And if that shit doesn't happen, what happens to that city? You know what I'm saying? Like literally millions, bro. Like it's not even like a little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the entire economy is like kind of sitting back waiting on this. I just saw Jerry Jones say we're going to have fans in the stadium because you can't even to turn the lights on in that stadium just for the team to play. You can't make no money off that. You got to sell the concessions. You got to have a ticket. You know what I'm saying? So like,
I wonder how
to
they're
me,
gonna
I
do
feel like,
that, though. Like, how do you fucking?
bro, Jerry Jones is speaking on it, bro. I think they're gonna just leave every other seat or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Or like group it where it's like sit with your family and then everybody else gets some space around you, but they still gonna try to sell tickets. You know what I'm saying? But to me, the real problem with all of this is that nobody has taken to any guideline. So why would they take to any new ones? You know what I'm saying? Like if nobody's wearing masks now, and then you got to go to the stadium and wear your mask all game.
And you're getting all
you know what I'm saying? And even
shit at a football game, you're all fucking tanked.
Right. And then even that, even just because you have a mask doesn't mean that you're even doing it right. Because like nobody's giving any supervision over this. Like people wear their mask when they chin, with their nose out, you know what I'm saying, and all that. And it's like you're not even doing it properly. So like if you're not following these procedures properly, which are easy, how are we going to go into more advanced things like let's bring kids back to school? You know what I'm saying? But to me, I feel like they're really forcing these players into this. And like I don't think that, necessarily the players don't want to play. But I think that they should have given more pushback a little bit to be like, yo, we need to have this set up so that there aren't problems. Because, like, baseball has had the Marlins team, everybody on that shit pretty much caught it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it gets in there, it's in there, bro. But my thing is, like, what if you're, like, the Yankees and you play the Marlins next week? So did everybody recover next week? Or is there no game with them now? Or do we play them and potentially catch it from them? You know what I'm saying? Like, all these things to me just show you like how we rely on sports in this country so much, partly for the economy, but I think also for like the distractionary shit. Because if you go back into like Roman times and shit, they would put the gladiators out there and it was like, they need that distraction for football so that they can get the eyes off Trump right now because he's just fucking melting, dude. Like he ain't saying shit right. You know what I'm saying? Like he keeps saying the same dumb shit over and over again. It's like, fam, you've been saying this since fucking February, dude. Like wake the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like help us, dog. Like, cause they could have probably stopped this if he had really jumped on board with everybody and kind of, you know what I'm saying, tried to change it up. But he's looking at it like the virus is a personal attack on him. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to be, oh, you're not doing a good job. It's like, nobody would be, dude. Like, get with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, get help. You need it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and
like,
also the problem is like anybody who says some shit that just like isn't what he wants to put out. Like, even if it's educated, like that Fauci guy, you're done.
Right.
Like you just won't get heard of anymore. So then you just disappear from the visual of this presidential like press conferences that he gives out, which
dude,
like stop giving them out. Stop doing it. Let all the other people start talking.
Yeah,
I don't want to see your fucking fat pink ass face anymore because you're not, like you said, he might not be saying the same shit. I think he says different shit, but it's so shoot from the hip. And unfortunately, like, it's not like he's like some kind of improv genius. He just sit there and basically is like, and it's just fucking white noise. Like it doesn't, he's just babbling. Like
the thing is, bro,
it's like if you put me up there, just like, there, like, what country did you say? I won't be able to do it. And that's basically what we were seeing. There's just some dumb jackass who is way less. I mean, I'm not smart at all, dude, but I'm not going to go out there and say all the racist, like, even if he's saying these things off the cuff, it's like wrong. If those are his inward beliefs that are just coming out, then he's a fucking idiot and he's a psycho. So just like stop.
Got a solution.
That's what you said last time, dipshit. I got a solution. You're a dick. South Carolina, what's up?
That's what I thought.
Dude, like, at no time has anybody ever said, hey, the president's supposed to be the smartest man in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's never been the case. You feel me? Like, the president's supposed to be smart, but he ain't got to be a fucking Einstein. He just got to know how to get those people around him so they can all make decisions, bro. Like, if you ever watched, like, Armageddon, the president was in the room with all them generals and everybody making decisions together. It wasn't like, it was just like, oh, you know, I'm just going to do this. You know what I mean? So that's my thing with him. But I just feel like all this is so tied up, dude. Because like you said, it's the healthcare thing, it's the economy, and then it's sports and shit too. And like literally, it's like you see how they control the masses. You know what I'm saying? Like they have it where it's like gateways, almost like what's that game? A Hunger Games type of stuff, where it's like you are a person of this caliber. You make X amount of money. You should have these things and these things alone. If you want more of those things, we give you credit. You know what I'm saying? And there you go. Now, if you're pissed off about these things, oh, don't be pissed off that your life's not how you want it to be. Watch this football game. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we'll give you this little stimulus check. You'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're placating things so much when it's like, what we really need, guys, is active solutions. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether that's somebody goes and flies a fucking plane and sprays disinfectant all over the fucking country or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least you could say, oh, they're trying to be proactive. You know what I'm saying? Like, as it stands right now, it just literally looks like they're trying to wait for, like, things to just kind of hit a point where they have to start over. So everybody just has to go along with it. You know what I'm saying? Like football, push everything to the back burner. NCAA, push everything to the back burner until it gets to the point where it's like, well, we got to have a season. You know, we gotta go back to work. You know what I'm saying? So eventually it's just going to hit this floodgate where everything hits. But that to me is the perfect disaster for a global pandemic again. You know what I'm saying? Because then everybody goes back all at once. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a great time, dude. Definitely not a great time, bro. And
I'm telling you, man.
With the election coming up in the fall, and that's when like flu season starts and shit. So people are gonna be fucking all. If they like here, they're opening up Dodger Stadium to be like a giant voting area. But how many people are gonna go there? And so
I'd say 90,000 people go to the fucking Dodger Stadium to vote, and you know what I'm saying? You're around 90 people now, like 90,000 people. Like I don't know, man.
And like everything that they're doing to reopen, like is just dumb. Like I want movie theater. I would love to go see a movie in a movie theater. Absolutely, would love it if I could and know it was safe. But AMC, like the other day, released that we're gonna reopen and we're gonna have 15-cent movie day. It's like, right. Oh yeah, that's gonna go great.
Look, we depend on the summer people here for our very lives.
Right,
that's gonna
a million
be a
people show up to the movies. Well, dude, this is the thing too. Like, even if these things are all set up in place where it's like, yeah, you know, we're gonna follow safety protocols and shit. You're only as strong as the weakest link. You know what I'm saying? Like, you already know. You've worked in a fast food place or a gas station or some shit and been like, yeah, man, Chris ain't cleaned the bathroom out this week, man. Fuck Chris, you know what I'm saying? So now you gotta clean double bathroom shit. So if you're supposed to be disinfecting after every customer, but you know, you work with fucking Johnny, who is just a fucking idiot and don't give a fuck about his job and he'll never do it. So now everything's infected and you just fucking getting people sick anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my thing. Like, you're not gonna get the average person, because half these people, because of Trump, aren't even saying it's real.
I was just at CVS, and a man that doesn't even work for CVS wouldn't let me in the door, and he threw me out the door. He doesn't even work for CVS. He wasn't wearing one of their shirts. What the fuck? Anderson Cooper paid this man to make me angry. They're not letting me buy things to hydrate myself. I want to buy some tea. Fuck you, America, for making me live like this. What the fuck is wrong with everyone? They said I'm not allowed to buy anything. What the fuck?
You know what I'm saying? So if somebody's on a Trumpite and he's like, you know, rolling with him and he don't want to wear his mask and he got a job and he's touching everybody's food and shit, and he in the back like, man, fuck these people, they tripping. You know what I'm saying? He might be back there getting everybody sick. So that's why I'm just like,
yeah, that's what we don't need out and shit. Like anything that I can do to stop somebody else from touching my shit, whether it's go to a store, wipe shit, like my wife wipes all of our groceries down and shit. We have not eaten out at a restaurant since like this shit started. We have not eaten out at all. So I mean, it's just like so confusing. Everything is always, it's just like anything where I get some information where I'm like, lock that in. I'm gonna do that.
Right.
2 days later, there's a fucking video with somebody that looks like a doctor, so you kind of want to trust it. And they're like, well, that doesn't do anything. Well, then you got to look again. And it's like, well, that video was actually just some jackass that isn't a doctor, whatever it is. So I don't know, man.
Well,
it is
my
definitely
thing too, dude, is like,
time.
If you were to look at it from just the perspective of like right and wrong, I don't think that is really the case here. You know what I'm saying? Because like in an experiment, you have a hypothesis and then you have like an anti-hypothesis. You know what I'm saying? But like you're not trying to prove either one. You see what I'm saying? Like with us, it's like they're trying to prove either this is right or this is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Either Trump's ideas are right or all the doctors are right. And it's like, number one, we already know Trump's a fucking idiot, so he shouldn't be listening to his dumb ass. But number two, this isn't how this issue should go down. Maybe some of the shit that Trump is saying is correct.
Though? Like, why is it?
You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be like this.
There should be no.
It should be more like it should be more like a like the International Space Station type of a deal, where like every country has stock in the International Space Station. So like every country needs to have stock in stopping COVID. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh man, the guy in China had an idea to try this with it and shit, and that kind of worked. So maybe these guys in Australia know some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we need to all be linked up so that even if somebody puts out an idea and it's totally wrong, maybe we went down an avenue and found something else about it though, even though it was wrong, but it led us to the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, it's literally just like we're all going down. Either this got to happen or this got to happen. We're either going to vote or we're not going to vote. Like that's why that whole thing with the mail system with him too was kind of crazy, because he's trying to like defund the post office so people can't send in fucking mail-in votes and shit. And it's like, to me, once again, you're drawing lines in the sand when we need to be linking up. Like to me, it would be better for your presidency if you did have mad people vote, because then how good do you look if you win? If you're Trump and you got every person to fucking vote and you won again, bro, you can talk shit for the rest of your life.
Because ultimately, you know like at this point, somebody should look at him and be like, either you're gonna win because everyone's crazy, or you've already died. Like whoever, they could put a turd on the stand and it's gonna win because you've sullied your name so badly. So why not do like in boxing when you're in the last round and you have nothing left? Throw a Hail Mary, do what no one expects, you know, throw a fucking haymaker and go
swing for the fences.
Here's we can all vote on whatever, you know, I'm gonna fund the post office, we're gonna do mail-in ballots, we're gonna have this done exactly. I have a team of people that found the best way to do this. So you guys are gonna vote by mail, you know, something like that. But no, like you said, he self-admittedly will go up in front of like reporters and be like, I'm defunding the post office because I don't want you to vote. It's like, you can't tell us your evil fucking plan, bro. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm playing both sides. I'm playing both sides, y'all. It's like, that's not how this works. But I mean, that's what I'm saying, dog. Like, and plus, with all these conspiracy things going on and shit, like, that to me would be the ultimate unifying action for you to do. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's already saying like, oh, they want to kill us or they're lying about the disease and this and that. And then you're sitting there feeding into it. Whereas if you want to get people to go along, like I said, you should be doing things where it's like, we're being as transparent as possible, everybody. We're going to try this today. You know what I mean? Like he's doing the exact opposite. He's putting up walls to make you be like, damn, what they doing over there? Because the more that you can't see, the more you're going to put in your head to fill in the blanks to be like, man, I heard, you know, like when you were a kid, it's like that fake haunted house on every street, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you just be having all these crazy stories, and it's like, oh man, so man, it was a jack-o'-lantern that fucking, it wasn't no lights in it, and then I walked by and the lights came on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what Trump is doing with this, where it's just like, y'all can't vote now. It's like, oh, he don't want us to vote because he's trying to make it so he can be the president forever. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever you want to think, you can think it because you can't see past the veil. Where to me, this is the time to drop it and be like, yo, aliens exist, y'all, all that shit. Look, we need help. Like anybody got an idea on how to stop this shit, let's do it. You know what I mean?
That's what I was gonna say. Like if even you know that movie King Ralph? Did you ever watch that when you were a kid? It's like basically basically the story is some guy in America, this like it's John Goodman is the main character. So some like Midwestern like big fat dude just gets told that he's actually the heir to the throne in England. So he becomes the king of England. So whatever. It's like it's an everyman becoming like a leader type thing. So like
right.
When Trump got elected, he was all like, I'm gonna clean out the swamp. I know all this like corruption's happening in the government. I'm going to stop that. So if that were the case, like if somehow he was doing that, or if like I somehow became president and during this time period, the same that Trump has, once the pandemic started, I would have done what you said. I would think that that would have been the best thing for his brand, is to be like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm the president. I'm smart enough to be here, so I'm your leader, but I'm a smart enough man to know that I have no fucking clue about this. This is not something that
right. I'm in over my head.
This is not anything that I know that was like created as a weapon. I don't know. So everyone that's going to give you information now is not me. I'm going to get my information from these experts around me, and they're going to direct us so we can trust the path moving forward. But he's done nothing of that. He couldn't like conceive of giving up any sort of power or giving up any kind of leverage to somebody else, because
he
can't
kicked
even
the
admit he
World
doesn't
Health
know
Organization.
anything. Yeah, exactly.
He stopped the World Health Organization. That's what they're there for, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, let them do their job. Even if you don't like the job they're doing, let them do it, and then you can go back and point fingers later.
Yeah.
It's like when you
see
you know
what
I'm saying?
happens.
Like, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, let it play out. Like, to me, because that's the smartest move in any situation. Like when they say like when a wise man and a fool are talking, you can't tell the difference between the two. Like, that's what you should do. You should be like, oh, okay, y'all got a plan? Go ahead, do it. You know what I'm saying? Even if you know that shit not about to work. So that way you can be like, go back to the people for your political side and be like, yeah, man, I tried to tell the World Health Organization not to do that, you know what I'm saying? But they went ahead and did the project, so now everybody got, you know, monkey hands or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But like, he don't even do that. Like, he literally just shuts everything down. And it's like, to me, with that authoritarianism shit, like I said, it just keeps opening the door for more conspiracy, bro, for more controversy. And it's just like, on the flip side, like when you were saying like him cleaning the swamps and shit, he hasn't even really done that. Like, he attempted to do it with the FBI investigation shit, but it was really the FBI trying to get him, you know what I'm saying, first. So that's why
the thing of it is with him, like, and that's what I thought when he said that. I was like, he's going to clean out the swamp, but this guy clearly has so many skeletons in his own closet that once, even if he tries to start doing that, he's going to stop, because somebody's going to be like, wait, bro, like, you fucking, I got a picture of you fingering some underage chick, or, you know, whatever it is.
Right.
Like
he without sin cast the first stone.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
like,
saying?
he's not, he was never in a position to, like, point a finger at anybody, because most likely he had probably done some fuck shit with them in the past anyway, when he was just some fucking asshole in New York putting his name on billboards.
Right.
So, you know, it is like,
exactly,
it's so sad to be a part
and,
of, but I mean, also to me, this is just like the most extreme example showing people that the president, no matter who, like when you vote, you want to hope that you're putting somebody in there that has like morals, an ability to affect change, or even speak clearly and like positively and give us like good information. And it's just not possible, dude. Like, there's no perfect president. And I don't think anybody really wants that or knows that. Everybody knows that's not possible. But the people who are willing to be president now are of such low caliber that maybe we need to reevaluate what's going on, because there's people that are way smarter than the president. People that have probably more information, insight, and intelligence to examine everything going on and maybe offer some kind of radical solution that nobody's even thought of because they're that smart. But they would never run for president because they're that smart. They're like, why would I want to do this? You know, I don't need that. I don't need this fucking hassle. So it just seems like it's an unwinning thing. And on top of it, like you always delve into, there's so many like rats in the closet that are just trying to scuttle away from being found out, that they fuck up any sort of progress because they have to hide some shit. So they'll like create a situation to hide their thing that sets us back. And, you know, it's only years later we're like, wait, what the fuck why were we doing this? And you find out, oh, that guy was like a pedo and he wanted to hide his shit or whatever. Like Hillary Clinton.
Or that he stole a bunch of money. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause that's
just that.
To me, like I said, like, even like that's the thing about that Hillary shit, dude. Like, she deleted those servers. Even if that whole pedophile shit that I went into is fake, she deleted those servers because she stole money, dog. She stole money from Haiti. Like, when that earthquake happened and shit, like, she went down there. It's been documented. She went down there with the Clinton Foundation and stole all that money. Haiti looks exactly the same. They didn't fix shit. You know what I'm saying? So she did do that. You know what I mean? So like, I don't want to get into her because like I said, we're on Trump right now. Like I've been seeing a lot of people criticizing recently because they were saying they put Kamala Harris as the vice president and people were trying to criticize and they're like, they're still better than Trump. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm kind of down with that. But my thing with all of this is that I think so many people are up in all because we're not getting politician speech right now. Like Trump is going off the cuff. And what he doesn't understand is like what a politician does is make all the promises without saying shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you're supposed to do. Like, cause then you can quell everyone's concerns. If he would just even do that, where he's just like, don't worry, everybody, we've got this, we're doing fine. He tries to, but he's not good at it. You know what I'm saying? Like when they bring it to his doorstep, he can't make coherent fucking like statements so that people feel self-assured. Cause that's really all politicians do, dude. They just self-assure you that, oh, we're gonna fix that. But they don't got to. You know what I'm saying? All they gotta do is say, oh, I tried, but it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what I think we need to get back into because that's what we need right now is literally someone that's at least gonna, you know, put up the illusion of it all happening. You know what I'm saying? But Trump has literally said out of his mouth that he thinks that once the election happens, the next day, like if he lost, the corona is gonna go away. That supposedly if he loses, the Democrats are gonna release the cure to all this, and you know they've been lying to us all this time and killing us all because to them they want to get him out of there. So that's what Corona's been about. They released a worldwide virus to get rid of one man.
Wow.
So if that's what you're thinking is going on in your mind,
right there. I thought I was an ego.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? He said that, bro. He literally said, "It's like, watch if I lose the next day after the election, the Corona will be gone. I guarantee it." And it's just like, fam, like. You really think that the Democrats are going to put themselves at risk and catch this shit too, so that you can get out of office?
I'd say if I was in the press pool, I'd be like, Mr. President, if that's the case, can you please step down so we can like, can you be the better man and just step down, then? Just
help us all, man.
Abdicate the throne now, dude.
Yeah, and then you would be right though, because if he was right,
and then you can be like untouchable, Ric Flair status, where you're just walking around with your dick out, like I'm the king of the fucking world.
He could literally run again though. It's like that's to me is the bigger danger of Trump, dude. Like if he loses and then shit is still fucked up, then everybody's gonna do what they did with him and Obama. He took credit for everything good that Obama did and said he did it, and everything bad that went on with him or Obama, he put it on Obama. You know what I'm saying? And Obama did the same thing with Bush. You know what I'm saying? With the stock market shit, he was like, "Well, that wasn't me. I didn't bail the bankers out. Bush did." You know what I'm saying? Same thing. So that's all they got to do is don't get elected this time. 4 years from now, go back and be like, "See, Joe Biden couldn't solve the corona. It was all his fault." And everybody will sit there and ride on that narrative because he got crazy ass people that believe in him, bro. Like honestly, he would be more of a hero if he lost, because then he could just go to all them country ass places and be like, "We gotta get rid of these Democrats and shit," and just get that racist rhetoric going, and the people will boil over with that shit, bro. He might cause a fucking riot. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, I'm with you. It is a scary time, especially like to be in a big city, because you're sitting there sweating and worried, like, man, I hope people don't just want to rise up. Because you know, Chicago, they still looting, bro. Portland, they still fucking shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just live in more chill ass places where people ain't really down for all that. I mean, I live in Maryland now, so. These people up here work for the government. Most of these people, they're not going to just go and burn shit down. You know what I'm saying? But like,
I mean, where I live, it's not like there's not crazy shit going on where I live, but it's like where you live. It's just rich people that probably have They have a stake in the game for shit not burning to the ground. But dude, I'm just like worried that if Trump wins, that there's gonna be some sort of. There's so many people so amped up that have him like at the top of their whatever list of people that are fucking the world up. And if he gets elected again in places like where I live, where it's so liberal, and you know, I share that ideal in some ways. Like I don't want Trump to win. I don't want that guy to win at all. I just don't like politics. So like I see the writing on the wall that, I mean, people think that he's not, like he's tarnished his name to the point that he won't get elected. I would hope that that is the case, but I have so little faith in humanity at this point that, I mean, that was basically the case when he got elected the last time. It was a joke.
Right. Everybody was like, there's no way.
Obama fucking joked in that motherfucker's face and was like, basically just like looked at the guy to his face and was like, this guy's a fucking douchebag, you know, waved him off. And pissed that guy off so bad that he got to be the president. So he knows what he has to do, dude, and he's the only one that really has like a mouthpiece to talk. Because like Biden has Kamala Harris out now, and you know everyone's like either. I guess I would think they'd be in favor of it. I don't really know much.
Well, they were trying to get on her because they were saying she was a DA and a prosecutor and shit, and like was trying to, you know, she locked up like a lot of people for weed and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But it was different times, bro. You know what I mean? Whatever. And like, my thing is, I'm not gonna be an apologist for any politician, dude. Because to me, like I've told you my theories, bro. I feel like just because they're in the club of politician shit, they're all on some dirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think you can get into it without being in some dirt. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
Because even the nature of it, like, just think about this. How do you run for any political office? You go out and you ask for money from people you don't fucking know to believe in you and to finance your future thing. Most people don't become politicians out their own pocket. Like Ross Perot tried, Bloomberg tried, and you wind up just getting a big ass dent in your pocket and being like, damn, it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to get that momentum of people believing in you and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, that's the thing that people don't understand about Trump is that this is why I think he will win again, because he should have been getting criticized from the rip when he didn't save all those coal factories and shit, right? Because he goes out to the coal belt and he's like, I'm going to get you all these jobs back and blah, 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 and do all this shit. He never did, and now COVID didn't hit, so a lot of people really fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And like, he don't even want to break them off another stimulus check. So to me, it's like, he never helped you what he said he was going to do. You voted for him. Then he fucked your industry over by not taking care of this problem beforehand, and now he ain't even giving you no money to get out of this shit. So like, to me, that's 3 failures in a row, and you gonna still give them your vote, but they still sit there and wear America great, make America great hats and shit, and stand up for him. I think out of pride. You know what I mean? I think to this point now, it's just literally like they don't want to say they were wrong. You know what I mean? Just like him, they're embodying that same idea of just, you know, I picked him, he's my president, we gonna ride with him for 8 years.
I feel like Republicans basically are of the opinion that like, what's really fucked up is like a lot of it's just politics in general. Like, there's things that both parties have as like platforms that I agree with, like in both areas. Right. Some, you know, from both. But that's not, you can't do that if you're a politician. You have to be like, well, I kind of agree with them on that, but you don't say that shit.
Well, there's no moderates anymore.
No,
they've made it such. Well, yeah.
I mean, but anyway, I feel like what the Republicans did with Trump was, you know, Obama got in, and it was just like everyone's a Democrat. Like what can we do here? Like, we can't. We had Bush. He kind of started fucking us over, like as far as our name brand and shit, and we're suffering. Like, we don't have any good candidates. They would bring out like Jeb Bush every year, people that nobody really had any sort of, they just weren't.
Bro, they shot Jeb Bush for like 12 years, dude.
Oh,
I remember seeing Jeb Bush.
They were trying to get another Bush elected. There was another Bush in there someplace that they had, but they just kind of kept pushing. There was like Jeb Bush. Mitt Romney was in there every once in a while. There was just a couple of guys, but it was just like people that never could move the needle enough. And finally they got, Trump, who I don't remember when he basically said he was a Republican, but I don't think that's always been like he was attached to them.
He's given to both sides. Yeah. He's given money to both sides before in the past.
But, they finally realized like, well, we needed somebody that can do this thing to get elected. So we have to, guess we got to ride with it because Mitt ain't going to get elected. Like that guy, he's a Mormon. He's never going to get elected. There's all this crazy shit with his family. He's never, there's always anybody you can pull from in the Republican Party that's an actual politician. You ain't going to get elected. The old people, they're out.
You know what I think happened? And like, this is going to sound kind of crazy, but I kind of blame this on Obama. He switched being a president from being a political office to being a status symbol, to being a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Like he came on mad TV shows. He was on like Mythbusters and shit. It's like the fucking president of the United States is on Mythbusters. He was on Bear Grylls, dude. They fucking shut down half of Alaska so the president could go out into Alaska with Bear Grylls and fucking eat some fish and drink out of a stream. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's just kind of like hella over the top for a politician to be doing, you know what I'm saying? But because he was doing all that and he was in the public eye, what do you do to combat that? You got to give him the ultimate enemy, which was Trump, because the way Trump really got the power was trolling Obama, saying he was a Kenyan, you know what I'm saying, and doing all that. But the problem is that once he got elected, we found out all he could do is troll. That's all he can do in any topic. It doesn't matter what it is. anything that's come up, the Charlottesville shit, turn down the statues. What does he do? It's good people on both sides. Anything that happens, all he does now is troll shit. That's what he's learned is the key to his success. But the problem is we don't need a troll right now. We need a fucking savior, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need help, bro. Like, a troll not
just
gonna
a leader,
save your
dude.
ass.
So you need a guy that be like, this shit sucks, but here's how we're gonna get out of it. Everyone, like, somebody to unify the shit. And all, like you said, he does that. But like, if he was a CEO of a successful company, just like the CEO, he doesn't necessarily own it. He was like put in as that guy.
Right.
And he was doing the same shit he's doing now, putting out dumbass tweets, saying all this shit out in public. He would have been fired months into his job.
What you're talking about, they did to the owner of Uber, bro.
Yeah.
Not even the CEO. The owner of Uber was on there talking loose in a video in the back of a car to the other Uber drivers and shit, and they fired that motherfucker. He does not have any stock. He has stock in that company, but he has no more power in that company.
I mean, that guy,
that's the owner.
It was some scumbag shit he said, but the guy that owned the Clippers, remember that guy? They took his team away because of that shit. And I didn't like what he said, but I mean, Trump said shit that's like a grab chick by the pussy and shit like that. I mean,
I didn't like what that guy said either.
Shit.
Donald Sterling really should have been a court case, dude. He should have took that bitch to court because I feel like you can't be held accountable for shit you think that you're saying in private. You know what I'm saying? Like what he said is
some weird shit. I mean, I remember that happening. She did that.
She legally wiretapped him, dog.
There's like a law. The way it's stated, it's like you can't. It's unknowingly. So like the assumption was that he knew she was recording him. Like he actually made her record him. So he
maybe
knew
he did.
He said. You know what I mean?
Maybe,
but she just happened to hear some rant. So that was like, if they're in a meeting, record me. But I think like she left it on. You know what I mean? So she did.
Yeah, I thought it was like she did that on purpose. Yeah, I thought she did it where it was like she.
But
knew
I mean, he shouldn't be out there saying that shit. But I mean, in that, like in reality, what he should have done is be like, you know, when his wife or whatever that woman was to him, whatever it was, like he's an old man that's rich that had a hot ass chick with him. So he should have just been like, look guys, I'm sorry. I'm an old man. I got crazy. I'm just trying to get some young chick. You know, I'm trying to get a youngster out.
I mean, something, bro. But I just felt like that guy, like I said, I don't have any defense for that dude, but I just feel like that was a scary precedent to set in a court system where somebody
that
can
was
be
fucked up. It was definitely,
you know what I'm saying?
Whether he should have been like lost the team. I mean, they took the
saying they could take they could take all your assets from you and shit because you said something, dog. Like, because I mean, then why aren't we taking the Redskins from Snyder then? You see what I'm saying?
Bro. And plus, like, they can take shit away from you for saying fucked up shit in private. Like, yikes! Don't.
Well, we put our shit
need to stop recording.
Out here, so. That's what I told you, bro. Like, we're the only podcast where it's like, hey, man, don't listen to that shit.
Yeah, right.
It's like, yeah, we be up there talking about shit, but you don't want to hear what we talking about. Shit kind of crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like we've delved into that. What was the other thing we were going to talk about today, though, man? We had another topic.
Well, just to get into it, so we.
Dan Harmon's ass.
No, hold on. Before we get to that, we were talking about the NFL. So beyond everything else, right? It's weird. The NFL is going to try to make a go of it. They're trying to figure it out. Do you think that we're going to get to the season here? Which, I mean, it's crazy. We're probably, a month away?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that they're going to have to postpone
September
the season?
The way that I understand what they're doing right now is they're going to just, like, not have any preseason games.
Yep.
Everybody's going to show up and play day one, game one. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, they're still in conversations and talks over are they going to have fans there or not, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, Jerry Jones is saying they are, and he's one of the more powerful owners, so I feel like they're going to do that shit.
I think it's going to be team to team.
See, to me, what I think nobody is considering is worst case scenarios. So, like, yeah, y'all are all hoping for the best and everybody's trying to be clean, but the worst case scenario could be that, let's say, for example, the Dolphins get that shit, and then they play the Patriots, and then the Patriots get that shit, and then they play this Bengals, and the Bengals get that shit. You know what I'm saying? To where it's literally like they're just pulling people off the street, being like, "Are you healthy? Can you run? All right, Man, go out there and play, bro. Like, we just need people on the field. You know what I'm saying? Because Ezekiel Elliott throwing up his guts in the back, man. We just need somebody to just run a couple of rocks real quick, and then, we'll be good. It's like, that's what I think nobody is considering, bro. Like, I think everybody's looking at it now. Like, even now, like, when people don't, like, people wear their masks, they don't wear it all the time. Because they're just like, man, what's the odds I'm going to come across that one person, that's going to give it to me? You know what I'm saying? Everybody's kind of thinking like that. And that mindset is in the players, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're on, they're on the facilities.
Guys. They're young, virile stud dudes that are just like, you can't.
It's like, I ain't gonna get sick. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, bro. Like, even watching that Hard Knocks, you could tell those guys were, still in their same mind of we're having football fun. You know what I mean? We're not going to just stop being who we are, which you shouldn't. But at the same time, that's how this thing gets in. The second that you're lax on anything, that's where you're going to be sorry about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So to me, I think that's what people aren't really thinking about, dude. It's like, yeah, it's cool. We're going to have a season and shit, but there's no bubble like the NBA, so these people aren't, going to be segregated.
Dude. You can't do it. It's just too many fucking cogs.
They're going to go.
Wheel,
dude. And you act like people aren't spitting on football fields and sweating and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, even playing golf, like, mad golfers been getting it because you got to realize most golfers, when they hit their ball onto the green, they fucking spit on their ball and wipe it off so that they can have a clean ball. You know what I'm saying? So then when you put it in the hole, that spit gets into the cup. So that's why a lot of these guys are getting sick like that. Because they're literally keeping their same practices up that they usually do, not realizing, I can't do that anymore. I got to change it up. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if all of them are doing it, but I know, like, a lot of golfers do that, dude. Like, if their clubs are dirty, they spit on their club, scratch it off real quick, wipe it with a towel. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's how I feel like a lot of golfers have been catching it, because it's not like they're side by side with each other. They're not,
weird.
touching each
other.
It's
at least they shouldn't be, because it's super easy to socially distance when you're playing golf. Like, that's
right. So that's what I think is going on, and that's what I'm saying. If that's how the golfers are getting it, and they're supposed to be wearing like full face guards and shit when they're playing football, but you know how it is. You get some sweat on your lip, dude. You just go, you spit it out real quick, so you're not tasting salt.
Plus, you're just breathing. Like, if a big ass dude's like. Like, that's shooting the shit out way up. I mean,
think about the trenches. Think about the trenches, dude. Like, you're squared up with another guy face to face, coughing and breathing and grunting, trying to move him out the way or get by him. That's not 6 feet, dude.
Watching NFL game, like watching NFL films about a game they played in winter, and watch the vapor come out of a guy's mouth. That's vapor
all out the side of his helmet, everywhere.
All of it,
everywhere.
Like, they're radiating heat. They're producing sweat, even, so.
Right.
I think what is interesting about it's a microcosm of what's happening everywhere. Like, they are going to see what happens, but there's so little information that we can trust. Like, I don't know if it's an aerosol. I don't know if it stays on surfaces longer than this time or this time. I don't know if sun kills it. I don't know.
Right. If cold kills it or whatever, like.
There's so many, like, you posted something, I think, about this, but in New Zealand, they were COVID-free. 2 months, they locked everybody down, got rid of it. It was zero disease. They opened up, got it. And they said it was on fucking broccoli or some shit, some sort of frozen vegetable.
Yeah, it's
so
like,
how
that's
is
what I'm
that
saying, man.
Happening? Was somebody, like, coughing on it in the plane? Like,
to me, what I think is really going on, and I've said this before, is that I think that they just took the highest safety precautions possible because they don't really know what the fuck is going on. So they were just like, look, man, we just want everybody to be as safe as possible. So do all these things, even though, like you were saying, you talked to another doctor and he's like, man, all that's not really as necessary as we would think. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not really doing that much. But I think that that's kind of just the mindset that they're taking is everybody got to kind of be on the same page. Everybody got to, do the mass thing so that we can all be together on it. But the fact that we aren't all together on it is why we're all hurting now. But on the flip side, if you want to play devil's advocate and shit, it's like, well, are we actually even catching corona, dude? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, a lot of these people are sitting there saying that corona is actually just the common cold or the flu or whatever. So if you had the common cold, then you also would have the coronavirus in you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if they're saying that the common cold is a form of corona, are people actually having COVID-19? That's what I think is the biggest thing. Like, do people have coronavirus or do they have COVID-19? Like, I think people are trying to, like, put a segregation between that. And I don't really know. Like, I'm not educated on the tests. I don't know if the test they're giving is just for Corona or if it's for COVID-19 and specifically that branch of Corona. You know what I'm saying?
I've heard that
Corona
made where it is like it's testing for coronavirus, which is a shit ton of
the common cold.
Yeah.
It's the common cold. You know what I'm saying? So like you could have had a common cold and not COVID-19, and now you understand like some people are like getting reinfected and shit. So it's like you had the common cold and you had coronavirus, you tested positive, but now you got COVID-19 and now you're dying from that shit. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what I think is where the disparity is coming from, and I don't think they have a test that can tell the difference. You know what I mean? I mean, to me, like I don't know, dude. Like I feel like I'm doing a lot of this precautionary shit out of love for other people. You know what I'm saying?
That's what
like,
I feel too. Like I'm immunocompromised, but bottom line, like
that's why I'm doing it, because it might be somebody like you that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And they're going through the same shit. You feel me? Like that's why I'm doing it, not because I necessarily believe in all this shit. Because to me, like I rarely get sick, dude. Like the last time I've caught a cold was like maybe 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And it was like because I worked in a restaurant where I'm just just mad, shitty, nasty people around me all the time. But when I'm doing my own thing, dude, like I'm a clean person. I'm not just laying around in my filth and, touching doors and licking my fingers and shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm not that concerned for myself. I'm more concerned about being courteous to the others around me because I don't know what you're going through. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's what the issue is,
That's what I appreciate. Cause I mean, I don't like, for me personally, I feel like I kind of, I might be like a weird case of somebody that got cancer and like recovered. And I feel like maybe I just have like whatever the stem cell transplant did, like maybe knock on wood, it just worked really well. So I don't even know, like I've gotten sick. I got pneumonia like after all this, like I got better, I kicked cancer.
Right.
So supposedly I was still immunocompromised, but I didn't die from that.
Right.
And there's definitely people that have had what I had, got better, got pneumonia, and then died because their immune system was fucked up. But that didn't happen. So I don't know if I got coronavirus, if I die. And to be honest, I'm not really that concerned about catching it. We're so careful about everything. Like the only reason I would be concerned or I ever get really irritated is when we go to like the grocery store, because out here, there's just no real good time to go. There's a lot of dumbass people, like you said, not, either not wearing the mask or just fucking, they have some bullshit on their face, or even they just want to be so close to you. And it's,
oh yeah, everybody's walking up on you over your shoulder. Like in Tennessee, dude, like I had my mask on in Walmarts and shit, and people were literally like reaching over my shoulder and looking at me like I was gonna rob the place with no mask and shit. I'm just like, y'all have been watching the news, right? You know what I'm saying? So, it's like y'all just believe what Trump telling you, but it's like this motherfucker has lied to so many people in his life. That's not the guy I'm not gonna take his word on anything. Trump could literally tell me some shit that could save my life. He could be like, yo, I saw a guy with a gun tell me he's gonna shoot your ass around that corner. And I'd be like, man, fuck you, dog. You full of shit. And I would go around that corner because that's how much I believe in anything he says, dude. So, to me personally, like, I think the biggest issue with all Corona shit, like with the football, everything, is like I said, you're only as strong as the weakest link, dude. The way that Corona spread was the weakest link. Some motherfucker ate a bat, supposedly, and now got everybody in the world sick.
Yeah.
So if we're not all connected at this point and you don't realize that, you see what I'm saying? Like, and the only way we're going to get out of this is if we all link up. That's the only way it's just going to ever get solved, bro. Because like you said, New Zealand had none, and now they got it because they opened back up and they're trying to get down with making money and shit. But what I think people need to realize is money is a creation of man. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, the things that matter are the necessities of your life. I think we need to really have compassion for the world and be like, yo, if you are coming up short on anything, we all need to look out for each other right now. Fuck all this making profits and shit. Like, we can make money down the road. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna always be there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to get to the bottom of this first. But it ain't gonna never happen because what's gonna happen is somebody might get the solution. They're gonna be like, damn, I got the cure for Corona. I could sell it. And that's where we all get fucked over. Right.
Well, I think you're seeing that even with the tests.
Yeah.
There's probably there's different levels of these tests. So like every level of getting better or anything, it's like you got the money, then you ain't got to worry. You got money, then you don't got. This ain't an issue. You got money. There's ways you can be making some good ass money right now. If you can.
It's funny that you bring that up. Think about this: if they're testing all these NFL players every day at these facilities, is that taking away from at the average man getting his test ran through the lab.
No, it's private companies. And if you look, like, I was actually looking at that when I watched that episode, when they were, like, you know, they showed them doing the nose test in those little trailers.
Yeah.
And the barrier, if you look on the barrier, there's some company name on it. So that's some privatized.
Think about how fucked up that is, though, dude, because that really is just a marketing ploy. So now, you know, you got some facility somewhere. It's like, oh, I'm going to call them people and let them come to my office so we can open back up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I didn't even
it's
look them
all
up.
ploy.
I mean, it's definitely that. They just hire nurses. They buy a machine that can do that test, whatever it is. They were doing, like, blood and nasal swabs. But even, like, I'll say this, dude. I have to get a nasal swab every flu season to make sure I don't got it. If I get a cough or anything and I go see my oncologist, they do a nasal swab like what they do for COVID. And the shit that they did for the NFL players, those, first of all, those guys are pussies. All of them were like, oh, I don't want to do this and shit. These big ass dudes.
It's just a Q-tip in
That
your
shit
nose.
is like, they were putting it like right here, right?
Yeah.
My shit was like up here, bro. Like the real deal shit that they give you when you have, like, when you have to worry about it, just getting the flu. It's up in your fucking, like, above your bridge of your nose and shit. So I don't know, man. I feel like if you're rich, what it is that they know they don't have a cure for this, but, like, there's doctors that have different, I forget what they call it. So the shit that just kind of mitigates the.
Well, the thing too, dude, about the numbers is that there's no baseline of anything. There's no control group. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're saying, like, oh, somebody got it, you know what I mean? But you don't know if that person got it and then they felt sick for 5 days, and then on the 6th day they were like, man, I can't breathe no more, and then they go to hospital and die. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, I mean, essentially that's what happened to my father. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't want to really talk about it too much, but he started getting sick, and we were like, yo, you need to go back to the hospital, you know what I'm saying? But you can't make nobody do anything, you know what I'm saying? And, like,
no, dude, you will not.
You don't want to go.
Everyone will do anything they take. I can totally attest to this. I waited a month with back pain that I couldn't sleep for a month, basically. And on, like, day 30, I was finally like, I gotta go in. You'll do anything you can to, like, face looking at yourself and figuring out what's wrong with you.
And I understand that, because same with me, I be having aches and pains, and I just ignore them and be like, man, I don't want to go to a doctor for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. I get it. But you have to understand that person is going to have a different outcome with corona than someone who is, like, constantly eating right and they feel a little sick and they're just like, let me just talk to my doctor real quick about this. It's like, oh, I got it. It wasn't a big deal. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of what that coach was saying on Hard Knocks. What's his name? Lynn. Yeah. He was kind of saying, like, well, I was playing golf with this dude, and he was saying he couldn't breathe when he was laying down. And I was like, damn, I'm going through the same thing. Kind of find out I had it. You know what I'm saying? But he was going to just keep doing what he was doing. If he hadn't played golf with that dude, he was going to be like, man, I just can't breathe right for some reason. It's weird, but I just get over it. You know what I'm saying? He was going to do that and possibly infect his whole team. You see what I'm saying? So, like, that's the real thing is, how do you make someone take personal accountability for their own self? Whether that's a football player or the average man on the street. Like, if you're a football player, you have incentive to say you're not sick to want to play because you're going to get a game check. You want to miss out on $50,000 because you got a scratch in your throat? Or you going to fucking go play football and make 50 G's?
Well, that's what I hate about all this, because, like, another example of this, like, people that have stake in some sort of game where they, like, their money is tied to doing some kind of, like, public business. I listened to that podcast, Fighter and the Kid. And I mean, I know that Brian Callen obviously, like, has other shit, but, like, the athlete guy, Brendan Schaub, that's, like, the other host on that.
Yeah.
For, like, from when Corona started till, I think, like, a few months ago, or a month ago, he was all, masks are stupid, fuck this, like, publicly being like, the statistics say otherwise, and all that bullshit. And I get it. And I totally understand. Like, there's a lot of shit that's misinformation that doesn't add up when it comes to this. But what I hated, and it just, like, it kind of made me, I still listen to it, but it made me not want to, and it made me not really like him as much. A guy who, purely because he has to make money going on stage or, like, being in the public eye and, like, going out and seeing people and selling tickets, will go out and just say some dumbass shit, get thousands, if not tens of thousands of people in their head that, you know, coronavirus doesn't mean shit. I'm young. I'm fucking strong. I'm like, this guy. And then he got it. And then it was like he admitted he was wrong, kind of. But even then, he's like, but the statistics still. And it's like, man, shut the fuck up. Why is it always like, yeah, you know, like nobody can admit, we talked about this last episode. No one can just say, you know what, I was wrong, or I don't know.
I was full of
what
shit.
I'm
Yeah, I didn't know I was talking about. I'm dumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything, bro.
Yeah,
Like, and to
twist
me,
it.
that's the smartest move you can make, bro. Like, what do dogs do when a more aggressive dog runs up on them? They fall on their back and show their stomach and then be like, yo, I don't want none. I don't want none. So if you get caught in the middle of your shit, you should lay down and be like, yo, yeah, I fucked up, y'all. I made a mistake. Because then people are going to back off of you. Yeah, they're going to say, oh, okay. But if you keep on defending yourself, people going to keep coming at that wall. That's why Trump is such an enigma to me, because it's like, you call the media fake news, and now you're mad that they put you on the spot to answer shit to them. Because we don't want to be fake, so we want to get your answer. Say it. No, I'm not answering. You're CNN. You're fucking full of shit. Get out of here. You know what I mean? And it's just like, bro, that's not.
I mean, did you ever see Obama do that? Have you ever seen any president just walk out of a press conference and accuse the press of being liars? Like, that's insane.
You see football players do it all the time, and it never works out for them, bro. Like, you ever seen an athlete get pissed off at the cameraman and be like, man, get out, what y'all talk about and shit? Everybody goes to that athlete later, and it's like, damn, why you was acting like that, man? And then they got to apologize or get suspended. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
like,
that guy, Jalen Samuels, did that on Hard Knocks, and I was like, hell yeah. Like, that guy is totally right.
Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey. And he was, you know, he answered a question, and they just kept being like, hey, yeah, but what about your contract? But and he just was like, I answered the fucking question, man. Shut the fuck up.
You're expected to sit there and keep doing that. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not playing your part if you don't. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, dude. Like, if you want to just look at the whole, like, all this entirety shit as a whole, bro, like what you're saying with that dude, where he's putting out the thing saying, oh, masks are stupid and shit, he might not even really believe that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he might just be doing it to placate his audience.
He needs to sell tickets, bro.
Right, exactly. He knows that's going to get him. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, anything that gets put out in the public eye, I don't believe. That's why, like, Facebook, it's the same thing. Like, on Facebook, right? You're having a shitty day. You don't go up on Facebook and be like, man, my life shit, and I just want to kill myself. You'd be like, times is hard, but, man, I hope somebody, y'all send me y'all love. You say some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you say you want to kill yourself, it's going to be an issue to people. You know what I mean? And that's the same thing with all this stuff. It's like, anything that gets put out in the public eye, whether it's Trump saying something about coronavirus or a comedian or whoever, you should be able to stop yourself and say, how is this going to be interpreted through the common man viewing this? You know what I'm saying? And because you're thinking like that, that means that anything that you do put up is going to be manipulated from the truth, because the actual truth is never shown to anybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the news, when somebody gets shot, they write a story about how this fucker got shot. They don't just hit you with, at 8 o'clock, a man was seen on the corner. At 9:15, a man was seen with a gun. He raised a gun. He shot the man. Like, they say, Gregory Smith is a young man of 23 years that has 3 wives, and whatever.
Yeah.
He got 3 wives. He living good, but you know what I'm saying? Like, some shit like that. They you know what I mean? Like, they put the right, but they make it into a story. It's a novel. It's not just factual shit. You know what I'm saying? And, like, to me, the fact that we do that, it makes it so that you can't trust shit. Like we were saying, bro, it's information, there's misinformation, there's counterinformation, intelligence, counterintelligence. Like, anything that you can believe, somebody's going to believe the exact opposite and find a way to make money off that shit. So that's why, like, the world is so dirty. A problem like this will never get solved, bro. Because at the end of the day, like, I mean, I got a perfect business idea for you right now. What if me and you could make an app where we could go to you could go to a place and find out how corona ready they were via the app. So, like, it's a rating system. So you want to go to 7-Eleven. At this 7-Eleven, they wash their coffee cups X amount of times and clean off the pots when people leave. I've seen it, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody taking note of all these places and their procedures, so that way you can give them a rating like, oh, they're a 3 in the corona protection, where you could be a 5 where you're great, you know what I'm saying? Where you're not touching nobody, everybody's in a bubble, you know what I'm saying? Like, that would make you $1 billion right now. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that you could make that and sell it to somebody and make money versus being like, why don't I make that and give it to everybody so that we can all stop this? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's where the ugliness of capitalism is going to always dirty the waters, bro. So I don't think we're ever going to get out of this shit. To me, honestly, bro, like, I think At a certain point, everybody's gonna catch this shit, or you're not, and we're gonna live on like every other disease on Earth, or we're gonna all fucking die. I mean, you got to just look at what the facts are, bro. You can't really tiptoe around what it is. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I just think eventually we're just gonna look back, and it's just gonna be like people died, you know, but there was never a day where we were like, we beat it. You know, there was never like a singular moment. It's just not gonna. That's not how the world works. Especially our country, like, and if somehow Biden wins and it comes out like that shit comes out, then there should be some real fucking discussions on what the fuck was going on that you guys let the, like, if that somehow did happen, somebody needs to go to jail. You know, somebody needs to be fucking put up in the stocks and like shown like this is the like that's some terrorist shit.
Well, to me, the fact I know that shit is impossible is because Trump has been saying that shit. Like he's been trying to put it on China. You know what I'm saying? He's been trying to be like China released the virus on us, right? So if that's the case, that's an act of war.
Yeah.
Why is Congress not moving to war? Because that's not the case. If you're full of shit, you see what I'm saying? But like, people don't even want to think that far into it. They just say, "Oh, Trump said it, so that's what it is." It's like, no, motherfucker. Like, there's ramifications for doing shit like that.
Yeah,
you don't just blow up.
War.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You
That's why we went into fucking Iraq and blew the shit into Kingdom Come.
Exactly. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? The same thing that Bush used to go to Iraq, now you're saying actually happened and we're not fighting anybody?
Yeah.
Seems weird. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, to me, I know he's full of shit, and that's not the case. This was an accident, bro. Some dumb motherfucker made a serious mistake, which is not hard to do. Anybody with a job has done some dumb shit where it was like, damn, bro, I just broke, like, all them glass bottles back there, you know what I'm saying, or whatever it is, and then the company got to eat that shit. We're the company right now. We all are eating that shit, bro. I don't think it was nobody's mistake or anybody's fault or that anybody trying to use it to their gain in the sense of, like, oh, we released a virus to get Trump out of here or to revamp the American economy or whatever. It wasn't that. It was, this shit is fucked. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know, man. I feel like we've been talking for a while today. I don't know if we want to hit any more topics.
Well, I mean, I feel like we can talk about Dan Harmon. I mean, I don't really know what to say about this other than like.
This is my thing with that, bro. Let's first off hit the people. Let's hit the people with what Dan Harmon did. If you don't know, this motherfucker. I don't even understand the context of what this was in, bro. He comes on the video and he says, here's a little look at something I did for Stars. So it's a little bit raunchy, adult-based comedy type of thing. But, you know, they wanted it, so here we go. And apparently it's like a really low-budget-ass looking video. I don't know when he shot this. It looks like it was from, like, early 2000s or some shit, because it does not look like a new camera was used in this. But apparently it's like, somebody he has a grudge against, and he's like, I can't get back at him, and he's like doing narration.
Okay,
so instead,
here, let me explain this because now I see what this was. First of all,
okay, please explain this to me. I just saw the video and I was like, what the fuck?
He made so this was a pilot.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Yeah,
what he made was a parody pilot of the show Dexter, which is obviously a guy who kills serial killers.
Right.
So this says in Harmon's version, the protagonist travels back in time and sexually assaults serial killers when they were infants. So what he was doing in that, but like, okay, we read.
He did not explain that very well in that video. First off, okay?
But also this was from 2009.
Yeah, I'm about to say it looked old. It looked old. Yeah, it does not look new at all. But it just got found out. You know what I'm saying? People.
Well,
just
he actually did apologize. This says he apologized for this in 2018, and this was his apology.
Okay.
In 2009, I made a pilot and strove to parody the series Dexter, and only succeeded in offending. I quickly realized the content was way too distasteful and took the video down immediately. Nobody should ever have to see what you saw, and for that, I sincerely apologize. So, I mean, he showed that. I don't know why this is coming back up now, other than
I don't know either.
On the video,
it was it must not have been big news. That kind of
changes my take, but anyway, just judging the video, like why would you even show?
That's what I was about to say, bro. Like, me and you make content, dude. Like, we write scripts. You know what I'm saying? At a certain point. That's what I was about to say. Like, this is my issue with the video, right? As a writer, me and you both know that at any point we can always leave shit up to the imagination. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to show shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, somebody can get knocked out and then wake up, and then like time has passed to the viewer, but they don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's fine. Like, the viewer fills in the blanks.
Yeah.
You in that video went as far to see the guy put the baby in the bed. You're creeping on the baby. Right then, you could have cut and said, "I'm creeping on your kid." That's weird.
It's not
You know
even
what I'm saying?
that. He
Like, that's
drugs
fucked
in the video. He puts a baby down and says he gave it sleeping pills. He leaves, sneaks in a window again hours later, and then fucks the baby.
But that's what I'm saying.
Why, dude?
But then with the fucking, like I said, like at any point, like just with the fucking element, right? He could have stopped at any point there and been like, now I'm gonna fuck the kid, and that's the joke. You know what I'm saying? But what he did was he fucking drops his pants down, shows his naked ass, and then gets over the baby and simulates fucking the child with his
for
naked
a while.
ass.
It isn't even like he just like
4 or 5 strokes, bruh.
Yeah, dude.
You see what I'm saying?
Bro.
Like at any point, you could have dropped your pants, and then the viewer knows like, oh, he's gonna try to do something to the kid, or even thrusted one time and cut. He showed like 5 thrusts into a fake baby, bruh.
Yeah,
that's not okay. That's not okay, bruh. That's never funny. That's not funny.
The concept like that I read, I actually laughed when I read it. Like that's just kind of a funny like.
It's something funny to talk about,
like an idea, but I would never want to see that put on.
Not that graphic,
especially in that way, because here's the thing: if it was shot in a more professional way, where like, obviously we're not going to show this, but like, it was shot by, it looked like somebody put a fucking camcorder in 2009, like in a corner, and he fucked some fucking baby doll. So.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, to me,
you got to just burn whatever footage that was. If you're sincerely sorry, where was the footage?
This is where my conspiracy pop in on that. What I think really happened is that motherfucker got caught doing some dirty ass shit like that, and somebody was like, "Man, what the fuck is this video, man?" It's like, "Oh, that's just a pilot, man. That ain't nothing." You know what I'm saying?
Like he put titles
you know what I'm
on
saying?
it and shit.
Because to me, that shit don't really look like no pilot that you gonna send in no fucking stars, bro.
I mean, it's always sunny. It was pretty low budget, but it was shot with more angles. This is one.
Dan Harmon had money in 2009, bro. That show Community was already out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like this was some fucking dude. You know what I'm saying? He had bread, bro. That's why I'm just like, I don't know, man. All of that shit to me,
weird. It is weird.
I feel like he wanted to simulate fucking a baby on camera, and that was his way of getting that off. That's what I think happened. Now, why he would want to do that or whatever, I've never heard no pedophilic shit with Dan Harmon, but he in Hollywood, and if you in Hollywood, you done bumped elbows with some pedophiles and some sexual assaulting people, because apparently that's all the fuck they do out there. And I lived out there, and I fucking know, because I almost got sexually assaulted out there, so I know what the fuck is up, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think he's above that of asking the question, yo, what you up to, fam? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's a wrong thing to do to him. So that's all I'm saying.
I don't think it's wrong. I mean, it sucks. I mean, the guy is a fucking. He's funny. He has like Rick and Morty's a good show, but I mean, I like as far as that goes. I mean, I know he hasn't technically done anything like real, but that's like absurd in a way that is not even. There's no comedy in what I saw. You know what I mean?
There's no fake video of me acting like I'm gonna hit my girl, because I don't think that's funny. You know what I'm saying? Or like, I mean, me and you, even to our own takes, like we did the bloopers for the Catch a Predator one time as a sketch, right? And the concept of that wasn't that, because we could have done it a whole different way. We could have been like, you know, acting like we were the little kid and like showing the pedophile come in the house. You know what I'm saying? We didn't do that. What we did was we showed funny stuff that Chris Hansen was doing, you know what I'm saying, and like making
or
mistakes,
that you improv,
or like funny shit that I did or whatever, you know what I'm saying, just like, and like we had like a guy in a costume show up, you know what I'm saying, but like at no point did we like make it look like we wanted to endanger a child or do anything like that. And even then, I feel like that subject matter when we shot that video was a little bit touchy, where we didn't get that much love for that video.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, you know, on the flip side of that, like, if we've done that to our level, and our shit look more professional than his too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, my thing with like, no matter what, like that guy was a professional. Like, if you were filming that to be funny in any way, like how simplistic were you trying to fucking do that? Was it just something you wanted to shoot in like 2 minutes so you could put it out on Twitter or some shit? But like beyond that, I mean, whatever, dude. Like you made that, you put it out, so that's on you, bro. Like you might have
you gotta live with that
shit, but like you gotta suffer the consequences.
You might have apologized, but you can't. Some certain things you can't fucking live down, bro.
I mean,
it's like
I
O.J.
love
Simpson.
fucked up comedy, dude. I love edgy, fucked up shit, but that ain't
me too. But I was about to say that ain't that, bro. It's like you know they said O.J. Simpson when he got found innocent. O.J. Simpson went out to the golf course like the next day and was out there, you know, going to restaurants and shit in Beverly Hills like he didn't just kill this bitch. You know what I'm saying? And everybody was like, yo, what the fuck you doing out here, fam? Like, you fucking killed somebody, bro. Like, yeah, you got away with it, but you can't just come back to life like it's normal. Same thing with Dan Harmon, bro. Like, you did that shit now, fam. You just come back to life like it's normal, dog.
I mean,
like,
you didn't do anything
showed
illegal, but
naked,
you just did some crazy shit, so.
Bruh, your naked ass simulating thrusting on a baby doll for 5 strokes, bro.
Oh,
come on, man. Come on, man. Like I said, as a writer, you know, at any point you could have cut from that scene and anybody would have known, like, oh, yeah, he gonna do something to the kid.
Was there anything else on the vid? Like, was there an explanation as to that story? It was just a weird narration that he says, and that's it.
Exactly. And that's the other thing.
That's not enough.
Once again, another writing tactic. You're the narrator. You could have narrated that you fucked the kid. You don't have to show it. That's my thing, bro. That's where I had the biggest issue was.
Yeah, cut to yourself smoking a cigarette somewhere and just say the shit. You know,
bro, it's not gonna never fly, bro. It's not like I said, in the face of all the pedophilia shit going on and people really trying to solve a lot of this shit and kids going missing and shit, like that is one of the worst things to be associated with, dog.
Yeah,
like I said, like me and you, 30-something years old, ain't nobody never pointed no finger at me and shit and said nothing like that about me, bro. And they never will, because I already know it's like fuck that. Like I'm not gonna fucking number one fuck my own future up, but then do that to a kid. Come on, man. Like even a joke about that shit, like, yeah, okay, the kid was a serial killer in the future, and so you're gonna fuck him? That's gonna make him a better serial killer.
Yeah, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro.
Oh, it's not a good concept. It's not a good video.
Makes no sense.
And Dan Harmon's probably gonna. I mean,
ashamed of yourself,
here's my thing with Dan Harmon though. Like, he's associated with these good shows, but he's not like he's in the public eye or like. I get.
Well, you know what? All the shows he's been on, he's wound up leaving and getting kicked off too, which makes me question some of the shit that he might be into, bro. Maybe he's sexually harassing people on set. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, some other. I don't know. I said, like, when you do some shit like that, you open the door for anything now, bro. You can be accused of anything in my book, because it's like, well, I wouldn't. He could be like, oh, I would never shoot somebody. Like, well, would you shoot a video with your naked ass out thrusting on a fake baby doll? He's like, yeah, I did. That's like,
that's the ultimate material. Just to do, like, he's in an argument, like, for something else.
Right.
They're like, but wait, was this you? They're just like, constantly ruins his life over and over.
Exactly. You can never. It's like the dude that was on Seinfeld and said the N-word and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like he could be nowhere now. Even when he shows up on shows, because he's been on other shit since that. They always bring it up. They'll be like, hey, fam. Did you say that? Why you was saying all that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it was one where he was on Larry David and on Curb Your Enthusiasm, and JB Smoove was just looking at him like, and then like he gets caught up with some shit where like he's about to cuss JB Smoove out. He's like, I wish there was a word that I could call you, and like he made it funny. You know what I'm saying? Which is good. You could make light of your mistake. But you still got that mistake on your record, bro. Like, I mean, you could be in a dark alley one day.
There's a video of that shit that will never die, bro.
Right.
It's gonna
and
be
if you
on
see
the
me,
line forever.
And if you see me, I'm gonna smack the shit out your ass, Richard. Just so you know, like I don't play that shit.
You're gonna
just because
fuck
you
your
said
Kramer up now, dude. Dude, you're just.
Oh,
here we go.
I slapped the shit out of Kramer, bro.
Ice
What's
Cube,
up, man?
Busta,
oh yeah,
Kramer.
I don't think that I ever fully addressed this on the show.
Oh,
when you made your little fight photo with me and Ice Cube, you made me look like I'm shorter than Ice Cube, and I don't appreciate that shit, fam. You put me on Charlie Kelly's body. I'm swole, first off. And secondly, I'm taller than Ice Cube. Taller than Ice Cube, motherfucker. Ice Cube is 5'6", okay? I'm taller than Ice Cube. I'll beat Ice Cube ass once again. If you're out there and you want a challenge, we could be the opening fight to Roy Jones and Tyson. It'll be Ice Cube versus Aaron, and I'll beat that motherfucker ass. What's up?
Oh, well, hey, there you go. You heard it here first, folks.
I'm right there for it.
On the
And then-
undercard. Why
and then
not
after
just
that, I
get
want the
fucking
belt from Buster.
get Richards too? Call him in. He's not doing shit.
Oh, he can get it, bro. I'm trying to tell you, like, I don't really want to fight him in like a fair fight scenario. I just want to slap the shit out of him and just bitch him up, like, you know what I'm saying? Where it's just like,
maybe
yeah.
that's what it is. It's like this is his penance to
Have you ever
to
seen,
society. He ties his hands behind his back and you just fuck him up in the ring for a round.
No, I want to do him like you seen Training Day when he drops him off at like the Mexican's house and they're supposed to like kill him or whatever, and it's just like, hey man, you ever got your shit pushed in? Like I just want to do that to Richards, where it's just like he's somewhere around like 1 million black people and everybody's like, hey man, you like ribs? You like ribs, Richards? It's like, yeah, I like ribs. Oh, I bet you do like ribs, huh? Oh yeah.
Man, they just like keep saying like, man, you look familiar, man.
Right.
There's something I know you from, man. He's like, no, you don't know me. You don't know
I just think it would be funny just to put him in that scenario. Like, sir, we're just hella intimidated at all times. They'd be like, you better finish your drink, motherfucker. Like, oh, I will. It's like,
I wonder what his life's like now, honestly. I wonder what his life.
I think he bounced back off that. I think he's all right. He looked like he's doing okay last time.
I mean, he's rich no matter what. It's not like he was ever not rich, so.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he's on Seinfeld, so he's gonna make money.
Probably not hanging out with a lot of black people. Is all of it. Like, that's all.
Probably never was.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, it was just him and Jerry anyway. And I don't see Seinfeld hanging out with a lot of black people either. So maybe that's just what they do. Probably once a year.
Yeah.
Just like,
but
hey,
yeah, man.
Chris, I need to hang out with a black guy.
Right. I need some footage, man. Come on, bro. People don't know what
black guy. Come on.
I do not think Seinfeld is funny in any fucking way, bro. The show or the guy. Like, to me, that dude is not funny. But, you know, teach his own. Do your thing.
I feel like it's just like, first of all, I agree. Like, I never was a huge fan of the show, and I grew up when it was like in its height.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
And I remember him being like a famous guy and shit, but he just like, to me, is like a cruise ship comic, you know, just
right. He's like the most, yeah. Like to be a comedian, you have to have a level of joke as good as a Jerry Seinfeld joke. You know, what's the deal with big pickles? Like, I want to take a big bite.
I mean, he definitely got big dick energy when you see him outside of like stand up, where he just seems to be like
Mr. Big ass checks.
Exactly. He's like rich, got all that shit. But yeah, I feel like he's kind of like first of all, in terms of the show, I feel like he got a lot of credit for what Larry David did, because I ain't seen Seinfeld with another show, but I have seen Larry David kill it. And obviously, you know, like, I think he had a little more in it than Seinfeld did, but I don't know, man.
I feel like people only watched Seinfeld for George anyways, which is Larry David.
It was all the other. It was all the other characters. It was
it wasn't him.
Kramer, the Elaine, whatever that Julia, Louis Dreyfus, and all those like weird people that, you know, the sub characters, the
the fat guy that will come up and shit. Yeah, all those other people.
All that. It was like a well-crafted like show. They had just a lot of fun shit. But like Jerry Seinfeld himself, he's just some fucking.
He's the straight man on there, really. You know, he doesn't really do anything. That's why I never really got him, because I was just like, you're supposed to be funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like.
Was a B movie, dude. That movie was dope.
A B movie.
That movie was.
Dude made so much money from that fucking movie, dude. Dude made $1 billion from an animated movie with
one movie. I mean, what was weird about that time? It's weird in general, but like movies, it's always like one movie will come out, but there was like 5 other ones that were probably just as well produced. Like B movie came out, Ants came out. There was some other, A Bug's Life came out. Like there was all these movies that were the same movie that.
Right.
I think of that, I'm like, wait, which one was that? Like,
Ants and A Bug's Life did come out right at the same time. Like they were like kind of back to back. Nah, B movie was like years later. That was and like Bug's Life came out in the 90s and shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? We were still kids. Like, and then the other shit came out in like late 2000s. Like B movie was like 2007, 2008, I think.
That movie.
But yeah, I mean, good movie. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
but Seinfeld did not make that movie either. He was not the driving force of that movie. So we're just saying,
like, he's not funny.
Proving
like,
our point.
Yeah. But anyways, we're just randomly talking about shit. I did want to hit one more topic, but I could save it for another day. But I just wanted to know the update on my love advice here. Did you partake in Freaky Friday, or did you forget?
No, we didn't forget, but you know, there's certain
Mood wasn't
cycles.
right.
There are certain cycles. There are certain times of the month when things aren't as possible as others. So, you know, let's just
So
say
you
it
so
had
your
to
dick
get
wasn't working.
it had to get postponed a week. Let's just
So
say
your dick
that.
wasn't working. All right. So are you in shape for next
Dude, I
week? Is the
couldn't get any
question.
rhinos, bro. I was trying to get a
Bro,
rhino
you better, hey man,
XL.
you better go hit 7-Eleven up, stop playing,
They
bro.
ain't got them,
Tomorrow's Friday.
bro. They ain't got.
Tomorrow, I got
Oh,
one. You want me to mail it to you?
you want
I
to?
got one.
Hey, bro, you want to know something? I got a big update for you. This is gonna blow your mind. This is gonna
What's
blow
that?
your fucking mind. 7-Eleven and me, we're done.
You full of shit.
We're
You're full of
done.
shit. You
We're
got stock in
done.
7-Eleven. You fucking
We're
are a
done.
spokesman for them, dude. Are
They're
you kidding?
making
You
me.
came on this podcast and said that you would buy a 7-Eleven coffee and you kept them single-handedly in business. Come
I
on,
did,
bro.
and now
Bro.
wait, they're about to collapse because I'm done. I've done. I've turned my back on that
We
corporation.
thought it was Corona. Apparently it was Get It. Damn.
Dude, they
What happened?
they've taken the sugars and the creamers, and like a fucking savage, they make you ask for a specific amount of sugars. So I gotta go there and I gotta look a man in the eye and say, "Give me a handful." And you know what the guy told me the last time I said that? I'm not even
What's that?
comfortable with that. You can't control me. I need to take, I'm going to use a lot of sugars and then I'm going to take a bunch because I don't want to pay for them shits. But I can't do that anymore. So I said, I want a handful of sugars. And you know what this fucking guy said to me? How many is that? So I just gave up. I was like, you know what, man? I got pissed at a guy for that. I was like, you know what? Fine. And I just paid like an angry white person and left. And I'm done. I'm not a child, 7-Eleven. I want
let me
unlimited
just
fucking sugars and creamers to make my slurry of sweetened fucking deliciousness. Now I just got to make home-brewed coffee like a savage. It's disgusting.
But I mean, if you make homebrew coffee, where are you stealing your creamers from now for your home coffee?
I have to buy them. They're taking
Oh my
money out of
God.
my fucking
Oh my God. You're paying for creamer,
yes.
man?
Well, here's
What is
the
the
thing.
world coming to? Jesus.
I've had
Lord.
to go without for a lot of other stuff. Coffee, one of my other vices, it's going to the wayside, bro. 2 cups a day, maybe 1 cup. Last weekend, I didn't even have a cup of coffee one day, which, you know, it's just one of those things. I guess I'm getting older. The only thing I can't kick, weed. But you know what? I'm not kicking that habit. I can't. It's
Wow,
sticking in.
man. I thought this day would never come, but I just want to make sure I'm understanding correctly. You're not going to 7-Eleven
I'm done
because
with 7-Eleven because they're treating us like children.
because you can't steal excess sugars and
Hey,
creams.
hey. You can't steal something that has no fucking price on it, bro.
You have to find another 7-Eleven, dude. That's all. There's one out there that's gonna bless you, bro.
Aaron, it's not as convenient. And if my home 7-Eleven, the people that for years I've gone to get my delicious 7-Eleven coffee are willing to turn their back on me and question how many creams and sugars I fucking want, then the whole fucking corporation can suck my penis because I'm just not going to put up with that. And that's my statement.
I mean, in your defense, though,
I'll get back to you on that. But I feel like the 7-Eleven hit. This is what we need to talk about next week as well.
But here's my thing, though. In your defense with the 7-Eleven shit, it is very embarrassing to tell another grown person that you want 19 sugars and cream in your coffee. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit
happy
awkward
about that. I don't like that. I like coffee to taste like a delicious milkshake. But that's not on them to judge me. Okay? Whether I drink a coffee.
They do judge you. They do look down their eyes. Because I've gone to Dunkin' Donuts and they do you like that at Dunkin' Donuts in the drive-thru where it's like, how many sugars you want?
At McDonald's.
It's like 12. And it's just like 12. Like you can hear them roll their eyes at you like, this fat fuck. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you on that. I can get down.
So not only do I have to go, can I get 20 Splenda or 20 sugars? Then I have to be like, can I get the yellow one, please? Meanwhile, there's 3 people behind me like, this fucking pussy. Like, you know.
Well, I mean,
so,
they probably just drink their shit black anyway, so that's how I get down.
Well, regardless, dude, I'm not. You know what? I'm not gonna be fucking put
I like
into a
it, man.
box by 7-Eleven. I'm gonna take my
Stand
money.
up against the machine, man. Corporate greed, bro.
Because bottom line, whatever money I was spending on that is the money that's going into the creams. Because other than that, I'm off Splenda. I'm not even having Splenda anymore. I'm off Splenda.
Oh, wow.
I'm using straight regular sugar, not as much sugar now, but I still, I'll put a little bit in there to make it sweet. But you know what? 7-Eleven, this is my fucking message to you. Go fucking fuck yourself.
You know what, man? You'll probably be a better person for it at the end of the day. I think that it's a good move for you.
I don't sound like a better person. I'm really sounding I'm coming off angry, and I
you just need, you just got caffeine withdrawal.
Out.
That's all. Caffeine withdrawal.
I just need to.
Yeah, man, that's funny, dude. I never thought the day would come, man. Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah. But all right, man. I think that's a good litany of topics for today. We got some more stuff we can get into for the future. It's always something to talk about because life is always funny. Everybody.
Oh damn!
Oh, you like? I'm getting my host going, bro. You got the DJ voice. I got the fucking loops, bro. I hit him with the loops, baby. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, life is always funny. It's like at the end of Reading Rainbow when the guy gives you the little good time speech and shit. Yeah. Thanks, kids, and remember to always think of life as being funny.
G.I. Joe.
But yeah, that's it for us this week, y'all.
All right,
see you next time.
See you next week.